I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
We're exporting a whole lot of really bad and dangerous rhetoric, bad research, and unfortunately it's being picked up and amplified in other countries.
It's the same battle, Mr. Myers. We've been at it before. They want to addict these kids, this time to an e-cigarette, which has a chemical that's addictive. We know what it leads to. Sadly, it leads to tobacco addiction, disease, and death.
I'm going to get you addicted to nicotine. I have a customer for life. We have hundreds of cases nationwide where people have gotten sick or died using these devices.
Look what they're trying to do. All the delicious flavors of e-cigarettes are poison.
They're not people giving up smoking. They're not people that ever smoked before. Most people that vape never smoked before. Just think if your kid was doing this and winds up with an IQ 10 or 15 points lower than he or she would have had for the rest of her life.
Most people who vape are current or former smokers. For the addicted adult smoker who switches, there's going to likely be a reduction in risk.
There's a tremendous push to bring about prohibition, to actually prohibit vaping. Whereas the evidence strongly suggests that actually, up to now, the most successful way of people stopping smoking cigarettes is vaping.
Yeah. When vaping increases, smoking decreases.
That's right.
When vaping is restricted, smoking increases.
We're worried that, in fact, a lot of members of the public still think that using an e-cigarette is as harmful as smoking a cigarette. So, I mean, I have said that it would be tragic if smokers didn't quit and carried on smoking because they hadn't tried an e-cigarette, because they were worried about the safety of an e-cigarette.
The most disheartening thing is still the anti-choice rhetoric, the desire to enforce this quit or die mentality and refuse to allow individuals to reduce their risk unless they're willing to give up everything.
I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
Well, hey everybody, it's Friday. And we're doing this show again. We're doing the Son of Liberty Radio, and we're still alive. So I see that there's a bunch of people in the chat. They're all filing in. Jennifer's there. Mr. Austin Hopper is there. Hello, Troop, and David, and Tom, and the lovely young lady Skip Murray has joined us. So we got a lot of stuff. This week was fun. There's a lot of headlines and stuff to cover. And obviously we're going to have some fun. I see Rob Ramdisk and RBMKII is over in the YouTube chat. So we're going to have some fun. You see, I finally got my hat from Aaron's film. I'm wearing it on my head, but you know, we got a lot. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, so we're gonna do that. But how the hell's everybody doing? Everybody say hey in the chat room. Hey, everybody. So this week, Kevin is going to have some fun this week. So let me bring Kevin in because we cannot ignore Kevin like the Surgeon General has done. So there's Kevin.
Oh, hey guys, how you doing?
Kevin's got his trucker hat and his COVID mask,
decals, and all kinds of happy crap.
You don't know nicotine stuff. Hey, Kevin.
What? We ain't got a lot of time because Lindsey's coming on with an E. Lindsey with an E. Come on.
I did notice that you you got ghosted, man. You got ghosted by the Surgeon General.
Jerry's got a dick in his ass or something. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's not the first one. Hey, Lori Rabideau is in the YouTube chat room. Yeah, I did notice that. So due to the fact that he was ignoring you, I did take the last day or so to get on his ass for you.
Good. Thank you.
And we'll show some of those tweets later. I'm getting used to my new desk setup. I got I had two monitors, but I got this thing that you can clamp your monitors to, and it's on like hydraulic arms, and I can move the monitors up and down and around and stuff, and they're no longer here. They're here.
They're up. Okay.
So, and they could even go there, but that would probably break my neck. But, so are you excited for something? Why are you excited?
Because Lindsey with an E is on. And just for the record, so it's on record, I just officially tried to follow Jerry because I've never followed Jerry because I don't think he's that important. So now let's see if he approves my pending request.
Oh, does he have to approve you to follow him? Is that how that
now
works?
He does. Now he does.
Oh, because I've been following him because that way I can poke fun at him more conveniently because it shows right up on my feed. But before we bring Lindsey in, I wanted to show everybody one of the things that Lindsey wants to talk about, a little preview of what Lindsey's been working on. So we're gonna do one. We're gonna do this. Okay, so this is really cool and I really like it. So let's take just a second. Okay, I'm gonna click the button right now. Click.
I smoked for 22 years.
I smoked cigarettes, 2 to 3 packs a day for over 30 years.
I smoked for 40 plus years.
I smoked for 41 years.
I smoked for 20 years. I smoked for probably approximately 53 years.
I smoked for 45 years.
And I smoked for 38 years.
And I smoked for 45 years.
For 43 years, I smoked a pack of cigarettes a day.
I quit smoking by using vapor products and have been vaping for 6 years.
I quit smoking by using vapor products and have been vaping for 5 years now.
And 7.5 years ago, was able to quit those cigarettes using vape products.
I was able to quit smoking the first time I tried vaping.
I quit smoking using vapor products.
I quit smoking by using vapor products and have been vaping for 8 years.
I quit smoking and started vaping 5.5 years ago.
I quit smoking by using vapor products and have been vaping for about 4 years now.
Products, or I quit smoking using vaping products and vape for going on over 7 years now.
I've tried every other method to quit smoking. They have not worked. I've been vaping now since 2015.
Hey, there's Lindsey.
Oh crap!
I'm gonna interrupt Patrick before he even starts because I know how his mind works. What I saw in that little video, which isn't little by any means, is I. That's personalized. Old farts vaping. Look at Patrick still trying to talk. When you have something like that, that's pretty astounding. And I actually recognized, I think, 3 of those young people and old people. And I love those humans, Lindsey. So I'm liking that. Hi, Lindsey, with an E.
Kevin, why didn't you get? You're an old vapor. Why didn't you get on the old vapor video?
I don't know how to use
will
technology,
but I
will
be. Yeah, he doesn't know it yet. I got a couple months left in America. I'm gonna go do a road trip.
She's gonna knock on the door like, hi.
Because I'm not old, so it has to be somebody other than me. I can't do it. I'm not old. But Lindsey, that was pretty cool. So what exactly was that I just showed everybody?
You showed a new campaign to kind of me and Skip Murray, and I know she's listening, and I love you, Skip.
She's not an old lady either.
No, she's 29. She's younger than me. You know, I'm 31, and we've been talking about this for a couple years. You know, I used to be at Heartland, so I kept seeing. I've been to the hearings. I kept seeing the same people on the, proponent side. Think tank people like me, the tobacco lobbyists, vape lobbyists, vape shop owners, and then also like consumers. And they often tend to be like young people, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're going against the other side, which tends to be teachers, doctors, Karen moms is what I call them, and then that stupid freaking 13-year-old kid that they just pulled out of wherever, that rambles on for 5 minutes. So, and I'm a former staffer, so I also wanted to do an initiative that you could show all these people that were, vapors, that are former smokers that use vaping products to quit smoking, and do it, where you actually educate the lawmakers and, they actually listen. So the idea was, send an army of old people to the Capitol while COVID happened. So what we're doing in Michigan right now is a video, and we had really good numbers on it. We did eventually submit 49 testimonials to the Department of Health and Human Services, and our average age is like 49 years old, and the average year smoked is like 23. So it's pretty cool. And I got told by the lobbyists that I could sit here and say this. It's not going to go anywhere. There is no press on the Michigan flavor ban. You can Google it right now, and you won't see anything as far as it getting pushed anywhere. Everyone's kind of caught into elections, but it's going to probably be on the agenda in 2021 first, and it's probably going to come through the health department. So you just watched it, and I don't know if I explained it. You asked the question, so let me actually answer the question. You just watched a video of 10 Michigan adults that have used vapor products to quit smoking.
So, because when you said the Golden Oldies Tour, I thought it was like Styx and like Night Ranger and Kansas going on tour.
Well, ideally, and it's funny, ideally, I would like to have like people 50 plus, actually, because it's like you brought that 13-year-old kid. I'm bringing, grandpa.
I'm bringing Mamaw with me. You can bring the 13-year-old kid. I'm going to bring Mamaw.
But there was a couple of vape shops that participated that had like, I want to say there's a 27-year-old on, and they've been smoking.
It's a 27-year-old that started smoking when he was 12 years old.
Exactly. Like every single one of those videos, and there's 48, not 49 actually publicly available, because one of the people didn't want to be known that she vapes. So that should show you how vaping is, treated in this world. But there's, one 27-year-old, and everybody's a smoker or former smoker.
So Yolanda lives in New Zealand, but Yolanda should do a video for the Golden Oldies.
Yes,
tour,
Yolanda. Yeah, I met Yolanda. Hello. I met her in Poland a couple of years ago.
Yeah, she's a very smart lady.
Well, I just think that the narrative gets lost. I mean, I sat there in the hearing, and oh, by the way, there was 5 different PAVE moms, and I think only one of them actually had like kids that were at University of Michigan. Every other one of them was from out of state, talking about their children, yet giving their opinion, about a law in a state that really had no effect on any of their children. And that was really interesting. And actually, Erin Mills did send me a direct message on Twitter after kind of calling her out, because apparently, her kid, 18 years old, which, by the way, lady, your kid can, get him off the tip, man. I mean, seriously. But her kid is now smoking because he can't vape. And so I made a comment on Twitter, and so
how's he smoking if he's 18?
Exactly.
How is he smoking?
Yeah, if you go on thr101.org, you see all those numbers about, I have all the Excel sheets on there for
11 years old.
Who fails tobacco compliance checks mostly, and it's always cigarettes, and then cigars, and then vapor products, except in a couple states, but at least for the years that I looked at. But she told me to call her, and I offered, I was like, I'd love to talk to you. I would love to get the Pave Moms or any of these anti-vapor people to like start talking about the big issue, which is lack of funding. Mark Sliss actually did the analysis on with the Michigan tour, we looked up at the number of total years smoked and total years vaped. And we estimated that they had made $680,000 off of total years smoked and, lost 180 something, You see it on my Facebook, actually, the actual numbers. But
boom.
Well, go down. Michigan actually go down. That's the problem right there. Michigan go up. All right. So your second column, I want to say, is tobacco funding. I can't really see it from what I'm looking at.
Tobacco spending?
Rub it.
That's the tobacco control funding, I believe.
You want me to rub it? Make it.
I do. Thank you, sir. That's a little better. That's better.
Yeah, that's a good tobacco control. Yeah, the second column is tobacco control spending.
1.6
column is
yeah. What's that?
1,216
million
taxes, 2019 tobacco taxes, and MSA payments. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
Michigan's terrible. And
no. Michigan is no more terrible than anybody else. Obviously, we've talked about MSA payments ad nauseum on this show, and that only two of the 50 states have actually met the suggested.
Came close to it. None of them have actually met it.
Well,
Alaska
I know
and California.
that 2 years ago they did, but it wasn't. It was Alaska and like North Dakota or something like 2 years ago. The last time I checked, California is the last time we checked it. We did it here live on the show. California, according to the report card, had not met their suggested funding for tobacco control. But that might have been 2019.
From what I know, none of them have ever met their suggested funding. And their suggested funding is like 20% of MSA payments.
No. Well, I'm talking about the campaign for tobacco-free kids.
Yep.
Wish list number, which is like 2 or 3% in some of the cases. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Nobody. I mean, there is this uneducated or uninformed opinion that the master settlement money was meant or earmarked for health programs and tobacco education programs.
It's not earmarked for it, but it comes down to principle. They sued the tobacco companies because of Medicaid related healthcare costs. Is that not what they sued the tobacco companies for?
You actually believe that politicians have principles?
I like to believe that. Why else would I, still keep voting and all of that? I mean,
they may when they're young and they get elected, and then before they get into the grinder, but no.
Okay. So if you're not going to, so does that mean the OxyContin lawsuit that happened a couple days ago, like it's not going to go towards like actual treatment? I mean, probably if you're going to look at it from the MSA.
I mean, they're under a microscope in that particular, epidemic. And I'm not saying that like ironically. I actually believe that there's an OxyContin problem.
There's a huge epidemic. Yeah. We don't have to go into that one.
I'm not throwing shade at that, but I mean, that is obviously that's a different creature, but a similar creature.
Well, that's what we're all saying.
But that particular
you can't.
That particular thing is so deep in the under a microscope, and there's a beautiful documentary on Netflix about this called The Pharmacist. If you haven't watched that shit, go and sit in front of your TV and binge watch. I think it's 3 episodes, but they're all like it's probably
it's very good.
Yeah, you got to watch that.
And
You have to watch that.
It only touches a bit on the opioid.
Well, I know, but the second, I think it's the second episode is the one that's mostly about the opiates. But yes, please go watch that. No, I mean, obviously they're so far under a microscope now, and it's so much in the public, mind that they're not going to get away. They're not going to get away with like taking all of the money like they did for the master settlement agreement.
Well, I can go on the record with this because I don't work at the Heartland Institute anymore. I mean, I met with one of the tobacco guys. I like the tobacco guys, actually. We usually have a good time together and stuff and talking about stuff.
They got good expense accounts.
They told me, well, I paid for all of this. Well, the company apparently did. But we were talking about the MSA, and this guy had been around for a little bit, and he was around when the MSA had been decided, and all these attorney generals walked away. As he told me, all these attorney generals were walking away like they had won something, and the tobacco companies were like, no, you didn't win anything. We're just gonna push it onto our consumers. And that was it. And I have that, like, I should have recorded that guy, but I didn't. But I've been in those backdoor meetings to kind of see it. And
they walked away. The attorney generals walked away with the illusion to portray to the public that they won something. That's what they went away with.
Too, you've done this research. They've also, the attorney generals made so much money off of this. I mean,
yeah, they got the litigation fees from the deal.
I mean,
they got a cut. They got a percentage.
How do you do? You're a public figure. Like, shouldn't that have gone to the people you were suing on behalf of?
No.
I mean, and these are officers of the state. I mean, the attorney generals. Yeah, I mean, let me. I want to, because I know that the Association of Attorney Generals in all 46 states, and it's
it was 46. Yeah, they all sued.
Yeah.
I've got if you ever want it, I actually have an Excel document of like the years of what the states did it. Like.
No, I'm just actually looking at the settlements. I'm just looking for the number that the attorney generals got. It's
260 billion or something.
It's an ungodly amount of money.
The total amount, like
that just went to the attorney generals.
Oh, Jesus!
Just the legal fees. I know I've got it here. I'm scrolling through my PDF file.
How the fuck do you? And sorry, I'm cussing, but like, how do attorney generals get attorney's fees? You're a person of the state, dude. You already get government sponsored healthcare, man.
Yeah, no, they got a.
See, this is why Acosta did his crap with fucking Epstein. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
It's crazy, but the legacy was formed from the settlement, which then turned into Truth. And
Center for Tobacco Products is completely funded by the user fees that came out of that. I don't know exactly where that comes. I haven't done.
I actually posted a tweet about 2 weeks ago, breaking down the user fees collected from tobacco, and how much that, because that is all of the funding for FDA. FDA, they don't charge a fee
for Center for Tobacco Products, not FDA. FDA gets funded by
FDA itself, but the CTP, they are wholly funded by this.
Mitch Zeller's job is completely funded by people smoking.
Yeah. How dare he? But you got to realize, he's one of. I mean, if you listen to the intro of the show, like he has been relatively truthful in all of his public statements about vaping. if smokers would fully switch to this product, it would be a net benefit for public health. He's said it many times. And no, she didn't. And we will get back to that, Skip.
No, I didn't. What?
Did we finish talking about the Golden Oldies tour? We did not. We do get distracted by shiny things on this show, and sometimes we have to go over here to get back over here. But we'll get back over there.
That's why we need cranky old broads to keep us in line.
She does keep us in line. It's ridiculous that this entire division of the government is funded by a product that kills 50% of the users that use the product as designed and appropriate. And why would they want people to stop? I mean, obviously, they want to keep their jobs.
Oh, they want people to go to pharma. I'm
And
sorry.
people are-
FDA, rename it the Pharmaceutical Department of America. Okay? I mean,
with an F.
look at OxyContin got approved literally straight up with a modified risk order. I mean, this is safe and effective. They actually got that thing. Yet vaping products literally have to have 2 nicotine warnings on it and big glaring, the Surgeon General warning on cigarettes isn't even that fucking big on what has to be on a vaping product. Sorry. Like,
Squirrel.
There.
And
Okay, so
OxyContin got to sit here and say this is safe and effective. Are you fucking serious? But we can't sit here and say this is 95% less harmful, even though the same public health bodies that we relied on in the 1960s when we wrote our own Surgeon General report, we're not listening to any of the science that they're giving about e-cigarettes. It's amazing.
It's criminal.
It's completely criminal.
So anyway, the Golden Oldies tour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Leave her alone.
I would so Golden Oldies tour. We want to show lawmakers, the public. Skip's done an awesome job as far as putting together a YouTube page, the Facebook page, the Twitter page. I started an Instagram, but I haven't really been keeping up with it because I'm just not that young. But nonetheless, we want to try to counterbalance what the hell is going on with this kid narrative. And it's really simple. It's less than, minute long video of with the script of what your name is, where you live at, city and state, how long you smoked for, how long you've been vaping, and how long, what flavor are you vaping? I've got a better script on line and everything, but we got 49 testimonials out of Michigan. It's kind of our first run for everything, but we'd like to see more. I know Arizona's got their flavor ban going on. You've got Colorado and Oregon that both have taxes going on. The big narrative right now when it comes to vaping is always kids. I want to see more older people showing their own stories about how they quit smoking after 20 years using watermelon flavor. Or Jerry is my favorite guy. He's 74 years old and he's vaping a raspberry flavor and he really likes it. And it doesn't, you can go off script, we're messing around with videos and cutting them and everything to just try to change the narrative to show that adults use these products to quit smoking.
Well, let me show a complete one. Let me see. I've
Show
got a couple.
Jerry. Show Jerry. He's so.
Well,
great.
I've got a couple of them preloaded, so I'm going to throw Mark up because.
My name is Mark Slitz. I'm a 56-year-old father of 3. I smoked for 41 years. 30 of those years trying and failing to quit with every available method until I walked into a vape shop by accident and quit on the spot. Instantly and easily with flavored vaping products. I've been vaping for 6.5 years I've never been healthier. I use only flavored vaping products, fruit flavors, cream flavors, dessert flavors, drink flavors, candy flavors, every flavor except for tobacco.
So, I mean, that's Mark's list. I mean, obviously, Mark.
I love his last bit. That was awesome for like social media.
He's actually in the chat room, and
Mark was great, and ideally, Mark got a lot of these videos from his vape shop. So did I can't pronounce his fucking last name, Amato or whatever, but
Monster.
But anyway, I mean, ideally, we'd like to see you doing this for your vape shop, especially that you can go to your lawmakers then and be like, these are all my customers. You shut down flavors. Look at half of my customers that are going to be leaving because of that. But I mean, it's really easy to do and record. I've gotten I got like 15 videos yesterday. Might not be the best editing, but I'm still working on it. All right. This is the first stop of the Golden Oldies tour. Okay.
I mean, they're good. And, if you keep them below a certain length of time, you can actually, like I stole them all. So I'm going to just start tweeting them for you.
No, I just want it to be shared more, and I want more people to get involved. I've got a guy in Ohio. I've got a lady in North Carolina. I mean, it really just comes down to like you just recording people. And as you can see, if you go through the videos, you don't necessarily have to be at a vape shop. I mean, I had a couple of people that just did it on their own, just using the prompts. Like I said, I'm a former staffer. Like, I know how lawmakers work, okay? They don't want to hear your fucking 10-minute testimonial about how you quit smoking.
That's why you only get 3 minutes.
2 minutes. And honestly, you should cut it off in like 1 minute. I mean, like, they quit listening after that. Like, they don't want to be there. You don't want to be there, so just keeping it short and quick and getting to the main points. Which is, what's your name? Where do you live? And how old are you? How long you smoked for? How long have you been vaping? And what flavor are you vaping? It's really all they need to know. And then working with that after that. So they can figure.
We need to get Sherry Dorsey to do one.
Yes, we do.
I have her from the Florida rally.
Is she
I have her. Probably not. I have her from the Florida rally, and her Florida rally, the segment that that we put in the Florida video for the veto video, she was awesome. And she was, even at the time, she had just come from the hospital. She was a little bit loopy from medicines, and she still did an amazing video. So yeah, here, let me show Jerry because Mark wanted to see Jerry. So let's
show
play
Jerry. Jerry is so.
Hi, my name's Jerry Donahue. I live in District 4, and I'm 74 years old. I've been smoking since I was 12, so 68 years or somewhere along in there. And I quit smoking using vapor product, and have been vaping for about 8 years now. I'm currently vaping raspberry in 3 milligrams, and I really like it. It knocked me off of the cigarette, and I just breathe better. I already have lung problems, and this has improved them 100%. Thank you.
Jerry restored everything. I wanted to blind my eyes out on Monday cutting all of these videos, and it was like Jerry, and I was like, okay, this is why you're doing this, Lindsey. It's guys like Jerry, He reminds me of like the guy in Up, okay, you know, like, and of my own grandpa.
Mm-hmm. There was a Maryland a while back. I put it in the chat, and I still will leave Janice for Maryland. Same exact feeling. That's what I do it for too.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, she knows. She knows.
Jan, when that happens, Jan, I have a spare room for Janice.
So yeah, Jerry's another great example of what we need to see.
Yeah, it's actually been a lot of fun cutting these videos, and like I said, doing the numbers on it and seeing like the total years smoked. Actually, can I find it right now? Like, I mean, it was kind of depressing to see like the total years lived and total years smoked on it. You're talking about like 60% at least or more. And it was, I mean, this is why I do everything that I do, is all these, and I hate the old people. I've been saying for years, you want to solve Social Security, kill all the old people, go Logan's Run with it. But when it comes to tobacco harm reduction, you know, these are the people. And when I sat in the hearing, what pissed me off was these pave moms that, oh, what, your kid had a problem 2 years ago? The average years of the 49 testimonials that we presented, average years vaping was 5. These people have, on average, and some of them have been vaping for 10 years, more than that. Why the hell do they have to stop doing what they're doing? Because your kid in fucking New York is vaping, and you're coming into a Michigan hearing. Sorry.
Your kid in New York is vaping, and you're fucking doing a bad job as being a parent.
Do you know how many of them were in there? Oh my God. Like, the pave moms were insane in there.
You know,
Meredith, Aaron, the other one, they all were in there.
The other one.
Did it smell like White Rain and Mad Dog? Is that what the air was like?
It's the White Claw.
It was
White Claw.
It was virtual. We couldn't smell them, thank God.
Oh yeah, okay, all right.
It smelled like bougie white class Karen. Quite honestly.
Yeah, White Claw. So I mean, I love this. I mean, we've been saying this for a long time. When they did the I'm Proof videos like years and years and years ago, the first one they did was a lady that used to come back when we were on the Vapors TV networks. You know, we had these live streaming shows back in old timey days. For you young folks that don't remember how this worked, but there was a lady on there. Her name was Fiamma, and she had stage 4 COPD, and she had quit through vaping. And she was the very first of the I'm Proof videos. I wish I could still get my hands on that content. And I mean, she's passed away now, but she was amazing. And, you know, we needed more of those. I mean, it just, you know, sucks.
Old farts vaping.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got Kevin.
That's right.
I think, you know, Austin in the chat room says that he's an old fogey now.
Well,
Kevin, I want your video, man.
All right. I did one for Florida. I'll do it.
Yes, he is. He's in the Florida rally video.
Somewhere.
You know, I just don't understand these people, though, these pave people. And why isn't that we're not figuring out a way to amplify the fact that they're failing as human beings, as parents? My parents knew every fucking thing I did.
Well, I don't want to, and that's the thing with, Erin Mills. She still hasn't blocked me, you know? We're still both following each other and everything. I mean, I haven't antagonized her, debated on, you know, everyone saw it on Facebook, you know? I, you know, offered, I was like, hey, I didn't mean to, no disrespect to you. I just don't, I think a ban is, appropriate. And God, if we could get the paid people just to do, go after the tobacco money, like I said, I mean, that would be amazing. And get there, I I don't have a problem with these mothers going after their kids doing something that they don't want them to do. I think it's
they definitely need to go after their kids.
I think they're in what?
They definitely need to go after their kids.
Well, they should go after their kids and everything, but this is just like privileged white women or whatnot, but they're still sticking up for their kids, so I got to give them credit for that or whatnot. I just wish that they would be like take their fucking master's degrees that that their daddy paid for and actually use it for like real, something. I mean, this is not like banning anything. It's only going to make it worse. And Aaron Mills gave it to us. My kid is now smoking because they can't get vapes.
Part of their problem, I think, is that they have good intentions, and that's not the problem. The problem is they don't understand their intent.
Well,
so
no, they don't want to realize that they don't want to admit that little Jimmy
correct
is the problem. That
so oh God, they're vaping. Oh my goodness, they don't understand the smoking part first, if their kids even did.
Oh, it's because vaping's big tobacco. So it's easy for them to blame it. It's big tobacco. We've already sued big tobacco. The government won on that one, so it's an easy thing to blame.
They have no idea that probably 80% of the vaping population is actually on their side if they'd shut up long enough to listen.
Well, it was the vaping industry that pushed
80% of the vaping industry that is here. I mean,
all right. Okay.
You do realize that the vast majority of people that use vapor products don't use these products.
I'll take that. And I think children, if they're going to smoke, should vape. So I don't care what age. I don't give a shit. That's me. That's my point.
I mean, as a non-parent,
you're gonna have
looking at this from the outside and knowing the science and doing a little bit of critical thinking, I would rather my child use a product that I know is not going to kill them. I mean, obviously, we are not promoting children using these products, but I would be like, okay, at least he's not smoking.
If you're going to
I'm going to interrupt both of you guys. If I had a kid, I'd rather have my kid smoking cigarettes because he's not some douchebag kid. He's got some rich ass white mom, and
when you have a teenage kid, they're going to fucking vape though.
From what I've seen with all these kids that are vaping, there's some like state surveys. It's all rich white kids, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, something like this costs way more than a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just curious about like 2015. It was the first time that they started looking at it. You had this crazy, like 25% of the kids were vaping. And then you had this huge decrease in the 2017. And then like when, they just, gave the 2019 results in August, but it's not like all the youth vaping rates are still lower than what they were in 2015.
Well, yeah. The vast majority of kids that experiment and it's done.
Yes.
Habitual use is a very small percent. I mean, I know lots of kids when I was in school that smoked a cigarette and didn't ever smoke another one. And then there were people like me that was like, I love you. I'm going to marry you one day and you're going to be my smoky hot woman. I loved smoking. I've never denied it. I enjoyed it. It was awesome.
You still miss it?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I still vape 12 and 18 milligram after 10 years. And I don't ever intend on dropping. And I still, Kevin and I you may not want videos because Kevin and I both vape tobaccos.
I just found out I like more than one tobacco flavor because of Jennifer.
The tobacco videos are fine. Out of the 49 videos that I had, there was 2 that were vaping tobacco flavors, and then 1 that was vaping a non-flavor, like a flavorless one. And she actually given her testimonial that she's like, I still want the option and everything, but there's 2 people. But out of 49, that was like I only had 3. So you can talk about your tobacco flavors. I just want to show that it's a minute proportion of the population that we're using.
Yeah, I mean,
I I like a few tobacco flavors I found all of a sudden. Thank you, Jennifer. And
Well,
my
do
wife.
they have other flavors in them? Or
Well,
is it
there's-
straight tobacco?
No, there's variations, but my wife likes 346 flavors. So
yeah,
stop, kiss my ass, leave us alone, right?
She does. all of my tobaccos are paired with boozes.
With boozes, like
Yeah,
what?
I have like bourbon.
colada,
No,
or
I have like a
bourbon?
bourbon and a rum and a brandy.
Say fuck, Lindsay.
I always thought it was funny whenever I read laws, like the flavor ban bills, when they brought an alcoholic drink into that like list of flavors that was banned, because it's like, aren't these kids not supposed to be drinking alcoholic drinks to begin with? Like, why would they know what this tastes like, and why would you have to ban that? But
right,
yeah, there's a rum cigar flavor, and then
and that would be banned under a flavor ban. A rum cigar, a rum completely, that would be banned under a flavor ban.
Yeah,
it would only be tobacco and menthol.
Yeah.
Unless you're California, where it's all banned.
So they're okay with tobacco flavors.
Or Massachusetts. Well, Massachusetts is all banned too.
Yeah.
No, all the flavors are banned.
all of them.
So what flavor is tobacco?
Tobacco is, I mean, technically, it's not tobacco in there. It's tobacco. It's a tobacco flavoring.
Right.
I don't know. I couldn't find nicotine when I did the list of ingredients in a cigarette the other day for THR 101 social media.
Because they don't add nicotine. Nicotine is already built into the tobacco. They add enhancers to magnify the
I can't
nicotine.
find vegetable glycerin.
In a cigarette? No, there's not going to be.
No, okay. There was glycol. Propylene glycol was in there.
VG.
And then what?
VG, yeah.
I mean, all of the plants in the nightshade family have nicotine built into them. Other vegetables also have nicotine, but not nearly at the concentrations.
Well, there's 600 ingredients in there. I don't know exactly which one had nicotine.
In the raw ingredients, in the raw ingredients of a cigarette, yes, but when you light it on fire, the act of combustion creates about 3,000 to 6,000 different constituent chemicals. Compounds that occur due to combustion. So yes, obviously, if you look at, I had a friend that was a sales rep for one of the large tobacco companies, and they sent him to Winston-Salem to learn about cigarettes.
Yeah.
I didn't name any names. And they went into a room where they have all of these different flavor additives that they add in, just the flavor additives. And he said there was just the table was full of different things that they add to create the flavor of their cigarette.
Okay.
In addition to, they put in different chemical agents to boost the nicotine, ammonia, all sorts of stuff, to boost the nicotine that is generated and increase the uptake in the lungs and through, the blood-brain barrier. That's why things like nicotine salts have benzoic acid to mimic that process that allows nicotine salts to be absorbed faster.
I didn't even think about looking for that, actually. Benzoic acid because that is actually in I know that's in the cigarette ingredient list.
Yeah, it's and I know that every nicotine salt has a different formulation. I know that Juul uses benzoic acid, but they all have to have some sort of acid to balance out the pH and to fix, the chemistry. Paul's in the chat room. Paul probably would be better at explaining all that, but we're not going to have a science lesson tonight, but
hi, Paul.
So anyway,
you guys got other things you got to get to. Sorry.
In addition to the Golden Oldies Tour thing, you do have that website, thr101.org.
Yes, I'm going to update it too.
And Kevin has put it in the chat room, but he'll do it again.
Kevin, by the way, thank you so much for including it on your website. Okay, I felt really honored, for that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of really good information. We had Kelly, or no, what was her name? Kellyanne.
Yeah,
Kellyanne was on, and she was showing her website off. And there's all these websites that I haven't really had a lot of time that have a lot of good stuff. And between her website and your website, those two websites have lots of, great content. Hers specifically for those shareable graphics that she's generated, a couple hundred shareable graphics that you can use. And this is just full of really good facts. Facts are good.
Data points, yeah.
Yeah, having Vape World, VAEP World is Kellyanne's website, but thr101.org is Lindsey's website, and she said she's gonna update it soon.
Yes,
which is awesome.
Yes, I want to update it and make it more graphic wise, and I want to get the youth vaping numbers in there. And all the updated numbers, because right now I'm running on 2019.
Crunching numbers is boring stuff. I'm glad you're doing it and I don't have to.
I actually kind of like it. So it's really fun. So yesterday I looked at Australian numbers, and it was really, and I like actually doing the comparison numbers. So I like looking at, what was the percent decrease into something and especially when it comes to youth vaping and youth smoking, it's if you can give a graph that shows the decrease and also give a graph that shows the increase in youth vaping, you kind of show that there is a correlation.
I'm looking here though, and I think that you're missing a link.
Missing a link where?
Well, you should really have a link over here where people can donate.
Oh, yeah, I took that off. I had a donate link and then, unemployed and all of that. And I'll get back to the donating thing. And
so let's talk about this for a minute.
That's a really big booklet.
Let's let
Lindsey. Who funded it?
No, just Lindsey with an E explaining what this is. That's your name up there. I see.
That is.
I don't know how I could have ever misspelled your damn name, but I did, and that's okay. It's really not okay. So yeah,
no, that's a good source. Definitely needs to be updated.
Do you own that? That's yours,
no.
Right?
Well, I mean, my name's on it and everything, but I still have to give credit to the Heartland Institute because.
But if you rewrote it. If you rewrote it and changed the name and got new graphics,
I would just do a second edition to it.
That would be your
Tobacco Harm
then.
Reduction 101 2.0 is what I would do. Is and add it, and that was a bitch. Okay, that was a complete fucking bitch.
It's a lot of work.
You don't even want to know. Okay, I had all the research done and everything, and then working with awesome coworkers and everything, and. So what should have been done in April didn't get done until July. And at some point, I had already done all of the writing, all the research, but I had to go back in there because it was last year, 2019, all these stupid taxes were happening. So I had to change everything out. But I'm glad it's obnoxious. It's straight to the point. In my opinion, it should have had more bullet points and not be so text. I made it for lawmakers, and I've worked for lawmakers, and I know how they are, man. If you could write it in crayon, that would be optimal. But it's been waved around in committee hearings, and it's also been quoted from, so I can't complain about how it turned out.
Yes, I just wanted to point it out. Now, Patrick does have a great idea. 2.0.
Oh, if you want copies of it. Heartland Institute. Hit those fuckers up, man.
Yep. Let them send them boxes.
Yes.
No, they'll just take your name off of it.
Oh yeah, like they did on the website. Yeah. They can't. That'd be a little bit too difficult for them to do.
I'm just picking at scabs now.
They're gonna take my name off of all. Do you know how many times I quoted myself in that book?
There you go.
Well, now you can use that as put it on your CV. Quoted in the THR 101 book 800 times.
Totally quoted myself like 5 times actually.
So I was scrolling through the Googles, doing my Google search and stuff, and I found something that I thought was kind of funny. So I wanted to put this up here. So this is not related to any of the previous topics, but this is the city of Wiliamsburg in Kentucky have been given an award, and it says Wiliamsburg gets an anti-vaping award. It says following Monday evening's Wiliamsburg City Council meeting, Mayor Roddy Harrison announced that Wiliamsburg had been awarded the 2020 Smoke-Free Excellence in E-Cigarettes Policy Award by the Kentucky Center for Smoke-Free Policy. So what I'm wondering is I mean, it's a Smoke-Free Excellence Award in e-cigarettes, and there's no smoking in e-cigarettes.
It's in the culture line now, Patrick. Look at the last line. We took a lot of heat over that. We really needed that award.
Yeah. So the award is dated April 15th, which is tax day.
Congratulations, you.
It's also
say that I've got a guy in one of my golden oldies that was like, I've been smoking this flavor.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of annoying to me. We did a little video today.
I put vaping, you know, but
it's going to be a virtual award ceremony. The award was presented to the city for their leadership and collaborative efforts in promoting the health of their citizens by strengthening their comprehensive local smoke-free ordinance to include e-cigarettes. So my question is, I mean, I do know that NGOs go around to local city councils and offer them grants to
that's bribe money
to add vaping to smoke-free ordinances. So I'm wondering if this award came with a check.
I bet it did.
More than likely
came with a check, because then that explains a lot. That explains a lot. The other one that I want, another one that I wanted to point out was this National Review piece about a major study retraction. So this is major anti-vaping scientific study retracted, and this was published on the 17th of October. I do love that they have this little feature here that I could click and it would read it to us, but I'm not going to do that. Vaping is supposed to be a form of harm reduction. That is, allow nicotine addicts access to the drug
with lower IQs,
without the harmful tars and chemicals in cigarettes that cause cancer, heart disease, and other maladies. Last year, the Journal of the American Heart Association published a study finding that vaping posed as great a heart risk as smoking itself. That study fueled public policies at all levels of government to stifle the industry. A lot of small business people had their livelihoods destroyed or damaged as a result. Now the study has been retracted, which is a very big deal in science, because the editors are concerned that the study conclusion is unreliable due to what appears to have been an incomplete peer review process. And then here's a paragraph from the actual retraction that says, during peer review, the reviewers identified the important question of whether the myocardial infarctions occurred before or after the respondents initiated e-cigarette use, and requested that the authors use additional data in the PATH codebook, age of first MI and age of first e-cigarette use, to address this concern. While the authors did provide some additional analysis, the reviewers and editors did not confirm that the authors had both understood and complied with the request prior to acceptance of the article for publication. So basically, the peers that do the peer review said, dudes, y'all need to show when people started vaping and when they had their first heart attack, so that we can what's the word? Correlate? Is that the word, Kevin? Correlate?
Correlation.
We can show a correlation between vaping and smoking, or vaping and heart attacks. And they didn't do that. They didn't add that data point.
Are you surprised?
Was it not Dr. Rodu who initiated this retraction?
It was.
It
was.
Okay, so it was published anyway, and the industry received a body blow. Some might say that this is how science is supposed to work, self-correcting, following the data right. But somehow mistakes in science these days always seem to cut in the same direction. That may be because science journals have grown increasingly ideological. Nature has endorsed Joe Biden for president and promised to publish more political science, which isn't science at all.
No.
The New England Journal of Medicine should change its name to the New Ideology Journal of Medicine. Science has endorsed nature rights, and this list goes on and on.
Who wrote this?
So,
no offense, it's the only thing I have. The only problem I have with this fucking
Wesley J.
article is that they only went against Joe Biden. Though I mean, like, what talk about irony? You're going after, like, biasness, and you only
yeah. Now, I don't know of any major scientific journal that has endorsed Trump, but I mean, obviously, we need to address the fact that there's a lot of people that believe that Joe Biden is going to be more damaging for vaping than Donald Trump.
No, he's not.
I don't
comment.
I don't believe that in any way, shape, or form. Yes, Yolanda said, I pointed out in my thesis that retracted information was still being used to oppose the use of vapes. Yes. I'm gonna repeat this for y'all again, because this week on Twitter, somebody told me that I was a Trump head and attacked the show. And then when I embarrassed him completely on fucking Twitter, he blocked me. We might show those tweets later.
Gary?
No, it was some nerd. So I was bashing Biden.
Liberal to me, dude. But
I was bashing Biden's attempts to, or the not Biden. Well, I was bashing Biden, but I was specifically talking to Schumer about his efforts to prevent the president, whether you like him or hate him. It is part of the fucking president's job to nominate Supreme Court judges. It is his job. And anyway, then there was a long discussion, and apparently he clicked on my profile and decided, oh, well, you're just some low-life podcaster, and nobody watches your show, nobody listens to your show, blah, 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 blah. You're just on some, your show is so bad it's only available on Facebook and Twitter and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
that's right.
I'm on like 50 different platforms, dude. I have over like 2 million downloads. Fuck you.
Well, plus low life is an upgrade.
Patrick doesn't have an ego at all.
No.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second? Because you want to talk about like shutting down shit. So, I'm like helping Greg Conley out and doing all the AVA social media graphics and everything. And so I want to say it was yesterday or the day before. It was yesterday, or no, Throwback Thursday. I was doing I just happened to look up e-cigarettes are safer, change Google settings so I would get hits from a certain time period. Found one from New York Presbyterian, and they sat there and said e-cigarettes were safer. But when you go down the whole article, I mean, they were kind of apprehensive on it, even though all the research that they were citing or whatnot. And so made a graphic on it, put the link to this article and everything. And then Juka actually was like, this link doesn't work anymore. And I'm like, are you fucking serious right now? Because it worked yesterday and everything. Did
they geotag it? Or did they retract? Did they pull it?
Dude, page not found. But you could do the Wayback Machine, and everything was found on the Wayback Machine. But I was really surprised that it was I literally I'd scheduled it out or whatnot and everything on the graphic that I made. I was just really surprised to see how quickly that they retracted that page. And I've seen it when I was working at Heartland with the American Cancer Society. They have a whole fucking page where they sit there and say e-cigarettes are safer. Well, not a whole page sitting here saying that. They've got a bit on the page. And yeah, I've had to go. And so now every time I cite that, I have to go to the Wayback Machine. So it's, linked to that whole one. But it's kind of fucking amazing to sit here and see how it works,
I'm trying to remember American Lung or American Heart. One of the two published a letter about 4 years ago. Where they basically said, first, like early that same year, they released a thing saying vaping bad, no. And then like 6-8 months later, they quietly posted a letter on their website that said, well, vaping is safer than smoking, but if you're a smoker, you should try FDA approved methods first. And if that doesn't work, then you can maybe talk to your doctor, but then vaping might be able to work for you. But then that disappeared fucking quickly.
What the amazing with the American Cancer Society is like you had that, but okay, Presbyterian yesterday wasn't that much of a problem because it's like, well, this was from 2014. You're an idiot for not following up on your whole, like, whatever you got on your fucking website. And I like to think that, like, I like to think that ABA, Greg Connolly, had something to do with them changing their whole fucking, that whole page. But, like, American Cancer Society had it on their webpage in 2019. Yep. I mean, like, this is after the whole youth vaping epidemic happened, and they did not change it. That they actually sat here saying that because there are less chemicals in e-cigarettes, and I'm paraphrasing right now, but because there are less chemicals in e-cigarettes, they're likely to be safer than combustible cigarettes.
You know what I think
I do need to correct you though, because I've been around for a long time in this vaping thing. This youth vaping epidemic thing didn't just happen.
No, they've
been since 2014. I've got shows since 2014 and they were talking about.
But it changed too. I mean, I sat there in I got thrown into vaping. I get like y'all have way more, y'all are the pioneers.
No.
I remember in 2016 writing about how it was flavors, actually, that kids were vaping because of flavors and not nicotine. And that was 2016, and looking at kids. But I remember 2017 was a pretty like a low year when it came to like youth usage. And even 2018, it wasn't until the end of 2018 where holy fuck, man, like we got to go all on the defense for like youth usage. And it didn't even matter about flavors then. It was fucking everything. Nicotine levels, flavors, all of that crap.
I know that Time Magazine did a story in 2015 where they were talking about this new fad in vaping is going to create a generation of young nicotine addicts because of this new fad called dripping, which is that delivers the nicotine to the brain at the same level or worse than heroin. And they compared it to freebasing.
Where the hell did they get the heroin fucking shit, by the way?
Well, it was in that study. I think they got
crack cocaine is actually above nicotine. It's like heroin, crack, cocaine, then it's nicotine as far as like addictive drugs.
Well, no, I have to correct you again. I'm sorry. The only science,
you can me as much as you want.
The only science that proves that shows that nicotine is addictive on that scale is when it's tied with smoking. So all of the previous nicotine addictive studies
that makes sense.
Were done in conjunction with cigarettes.
Yeah.
So Dr. Paul Newhouse has been studying nicotine for about 50 years. And every time they do an interview with him, they talk about, well, how can you be studying this awful thing that's so addictive and you're giving it to patients to help them with their Alzheimer's or their Parkinson's disease or blah, blah, blah. And he says, and I'm paraphrasing, this is not a direct quote, but he says, look, I've been injecting nicotine directly into people for like 20 years. And they never come to me for a fix. Like, they never come to me and ask me for more. He says,
Never.
He says nicotine is not addictive in that way when, it's not tied with smoking. He says I can set up an experiment with rats, and I can put rat in this box and a rat in that box, and the rat can go up and click a button and it will dispense them heroin, and they will fucking hit that. But he never said fucking. They will hit that button until they die. The rat in the nicotine box will hit the button once and never hit it again. So, he says, I don't know why everybody keeps saying this.
Yeah.
So,
well, the nicotine thing, though, that's like a new one. I mean, and you said that's the thing. The website that I looked at that was like giving the whole, I guess, addictiveness level of certain substances. They called it nicotine, but something tells me like 3 years ago they would have called it tobacco. Nicotine is definitely a whole new. It used to be tobacco. I mean, and it used to be cigarettes. Now it's
the only way you could get it before, vaping was either by a cigarette or through a cigarette or through a pharmacy, product for a FDA approved nicotine replacement product. Those were the only ways that you could get nicotine. So they never, ever, 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 ever felt like doing a study to see how addictive the nicotine patches or the nicotine gums were.
I just think of the Dallas Buyers Club and that scene. Like, I'm not a drug dealer, you're a drug dealer, and there are people dying out there, and you're afraid that these people are going to create a better solution or an alternative. And that's what the vapors did, was create an alternative.
The Merchants of Death.
Yep.
That's a good documentary, by the way.
Yep.
If you haven't watched it.
I don't know. I've seen you guys. Merchants of Death was like something with. Wait, is that like what? Like Heartland had something with Merchants of Death, but I thought it was like climate change related.
No, there's an actual pharmacy, a drug, like an FDA documentary about like the pharmaceutical industry. It's called The Merchants of Death, and I think there's a tobacco version of it as well. I think there's two. So yeah, you should look both of them up. But yeah. So yeah, I mean everything that all of this whole addictive bullshit. I'm sorry. I mean, obviously I'm pushing that message because people need to fucking watch this movie. I haven't seen it yet. So
Skip
wait, you're talking about you don't know nicotine?
Skip asked about your
it's
your
amazing.
opinion.
Like it.
Now, no spoilers. You can talk about your opinion of the film.
Spoiler, but Aaron does a very good. It's okay. It's very well rounded, and it kind of, but it also leaves you wondering, and picking apart why it is that the global health community doesn't understand the correct properties and how beneficial nicotine can be.
Well, yeah. But I mean, look.
I ain't give anything away, Kevin, right?
No.
The World Health Organization.
The WHO, which should die,
The WHO has a guide.
WHO, what do we want to do? Cut you up like the Saudis do?
The WHO is headed by a guy they keep calling Dr. Tedros.
No.
He's not a fucking doctor.
I should call him Dr. Kavorvian.
He's not a doctor.
Body bags.
Yes. I'm sorry. The best part of Borat 2 was literally that part with WHO, what we gonna do? Cut you up like the Saudis do.
I haven't seen that.
I've never seen it.
That is one of the lines when he was doing his like racist tirade in Seattle. But it is one of the best lines of the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Oh, it's on Amazon. It's actually not. Well,
I don't like Sacha Baron Cohen enough to actually sit down and watch a film that he's in.
Well, actually, I got a question for you. Is he doing guerrilla like reporting, like James O'Keefe? Right? You know, he's the guy who went like undercover with the abortions. You know, the right
Yeah.
winger.
Now, see, there's
and
a
you got
thing.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Now, Sacha Baron Cohen is doing. He's doing like the daily news version of guerrilla journalism, I guess. Like he has.
They're
an
both
agenda.
the same to me, quite
He's
honestly.
he's trying to make something funny, but yet he still has an agenda. It's like when he went to the NRA, he went to the gun thing, and they did a secret video thing of at a gun show or something, and he bought a gun or whatever. I've seen like clips of that and people tweeting it and stuff, but yeah, he's annoying for me to watch. I can't watch him. It's like Adam Sandler. I know plenty of people are going to be upset that I say Adam Sandler movies are annoying.
You didn't like Big Daddy?
That was probably the best of all of them.
What about Happy Gilmore?
I hated that movie.
What do you mean? The price is wrong, but motherfucker.
I despise that fucking movie. The Water Boy, Little Nicky.
Water Boy is annoying as hell. Yeah. I agree with you there.
Billy Madison. Although guys my age, that was like those were all out like when I was in college.
Did you see Uncut Gems?
I did not. I have not seen any of the dramatic movies that
he's fantastic in that one. And
that was
actually,
a pleasant surprise.
Since you hate Adam Sandler, I definitely recommend that you watch it because you will definitely love the ending.
Does he die?
I'm not going to give it
It's really good. It's actually a really good.
It's like
you're actually gonna like the ending too, and the way that it all happens. Okay.
The two best Leonardo DiCaprio movies are movies that he dies at the end.
What, Titanic?
The Titanic and The Departed.
No, Departed, yes.
Well, that's a fucking
Blood
awesome
Diamond. If you're talking about two best Leonardo DiCaprio movies, Blood Diamond and The Departed.
I haven't seen
Blood Diamond's a hell of a lot better than Titanic, man.
Squirrel.
Well, and he did die in Romeo and Juliet too, I think, right? I mean,
yeah, he killed himself. You know, he was Romeo.
So, yeah, okay. So I didn't watch that one either.
Guy in the Gangs of New York as well.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie.
Blood Diamond's a good movie, though. I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that one, but I would probably watch it because I like the other guy that's in that.
Well, actually, that's a good segue. Like I didn't realize how big tobacco harm reduction is in Africa.
Well, we were due to the fact that we've been spending a lot of time like trying to get international guests. One of the names that was given to me is an African like tobacco harm reduction vaping advocate that we're going to get on a future show.
I'll reach out to some of them. I just followed a bunch of them. They got like Malawi, they got Nigeria. There's a Congo.
We had the head of
the whole Africa.
We had the head of Inco on last week, and he sent me a list of all the different groups and all the names.
Oh yeah, Samrat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Samrat was fun. Samrat's like, I can come and do like 90 minutes, like 3 hours. He's like, I really need to go now.
Joseph Magaro is the one I want on.
Yeah, that was he's on the list.
That's the one I know. But okay. So yesterday I went on what was it, World Vape Day or whatever's website.
Yeah.
So they had every international person. Now, granted, I went through every fucking profile, and I can tell you some of them are defunct. Okay, they haven't posted in like 2 years on some of them, but I went through like Norway to Africa to South America, which is like, besides doing the Michigan and Jerry, you know, which gives me revitalizes why I do everything that I do. Seeing the international. And especially seeing the international, like we think we're fucked in America. When you look at Africa, I mean, they don't even have access to a vape shop.
Well, I mean, India, vape shops closed for the day, and then they fucking came to work the next day, and there were padlocks on all the fucking doors.
Oh yeah, India.
So,
And, oh yeah, Asia.
yeah,
The
I
Asian
mean,
countries got crazy things going on right now.
now I did see that there's, and I don't have the story up over here, but in the Philippines, the consumer group in the Philippines found evidence that the FDA, because they have an FDA in the Philippines,
Yes.
took money from Bloomberg Philanthropies, and they're threatening to start a lawsuit in the Philippines.
Well, they're dropping.
I mean, in the Philippines, they have an entire legal department that has, because my wife is from the Philippines and her uncle is an attorney in the Philippines who works for this group, that are the anti-corruption attorney group in the Philippines for government corruption. And these guys are fucking scary.
I thought they were like dropping, like they were going to uphold some law because of the conflict of interest.
The president of the Philippines, about 6, 8, 10 months ago or whatever, went out and said, the police are going to arrest anybody that vapes in public. We're going to shut this down. It's killing our kids. The Americans have a vape epidemic, blah, 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 blah. And the Senate in the Philippines essentially said, we're not banning vaping. Obviously, we're still going to uphold the public ban on vaping in public, but people can still buy vape products, blah, blah, blah.
Wait, what do you mean vaping in public? Can you smoke a cigarette in public?
Not anymore, no. No. They crack down on smoking and vaping in public in the Philippines. And I mean, obviously I've been there because my wife is from there, and 60-70% of the general population in the Philippines are smokers. When I was in the Philippines the last time, a carton of cigarettes cost about $12. So
damn, man, that's cheaper.
I stocked up on cigarettes when I was there, and that was before I vaped. So I haven't been in a while. But yeah, so the consumer vape group in the Philippines are going to sue the FDA because they have proof that they took money from Bloomberg Philanthropies to push a vape ban.
Is there anybody doing like the numbers? Like, does the Philippines even have a think tank to like show like, we've been really lucky in the States. I mean, you've got R Street, you've got State Budget Solutions that did the Medicaid costs. Like, is there any think tank or
no. Asian cultures don't think the same way we do. And they don't really, it's disrespectful for them to question authority the way that we do. So no, there's not anything like that.
Who's influencing authority then?
Is that Bloomberg?
It's Bloomberg in this case. They're they believe that the
and how do those people
that stands up gets hammered. I mean, that's the way that their culture works.
How do those people that like, what is it like? How do those people in play, like, how do they get into those positions?
Who? What people?
What, the FDA that's in the Philippines?
They're all pharmaceutical. I mean, they have lobbies. The pharmaceutical companies have lobbies.
How do the people, like, how does it work? Like, I know how the FDA works in America, that this is somebody nominated by some asshole in the bureaucracy of America. How does it work? Is it the same thing in the Philippines?
Pretty much the same way. I mean, their government, their constitution, everything is sort of modeled on ours. So that's how that works.
Really, they've got a Congress, like not a parliament.
Yes.
I can do research on the Philippines, and that would be a lot easier than doing research on the other countries.
And all of their documents are in English. The English is their legal language.
Hey, Australian is in English as well. It just makes no sense how this became a law to me because it's parliament.
Essentially, the president in the Philippines is elected by vote, but he's essentially
Philippines. Do they have states?
Yes.
Yeah, how many states is it? The Philippines
They have
isn't that
provinces.
big.
They have provinces. What do you mean the Philippines is not that big?
Compared to the United States, how big is the Philippines?
Land-wise, they
Like
may be
compare it to land-wise, yeah. Compare it
land-wise,
to a
but
state for me.
there's over 3,000 islands in the Philippines.
Land-wise, is Texas bigger than it?
Well, yeah, but population-wise, they have more people than we do.
Well, of course they do. They're in like Asia land. I shouldn't say
and
that.
Manila,
They're over
Manila,
in that hemisphere.
I think Manila alone has 12 million people or something like that. They're the second most populous city in the world, in just Manila.
How Beijing was.
No,
Manila's pretty populated.
Mexico City's number one.
Oh, populated. Yeah.
Yeah, most populous city. But yeah, their government is essentially, it's a corrupt. It's literally probably
I think of like McHenry,
the most corrupt government in the world, and everybody's on the take. So that's why they have started this anti-corruption team. It's fun to watch their political process. It's crazy.
So what's the vaping? Okay, so what are the vaping regulations then right now? Like
the vaping you can still, they have vape shops and you can still buy vape products. You just can't use them in public.
Okay, so it's not like Australia where you can't sell nicotine or anything like that. Okay, so they're trying to crack down in the Philippines, is what it looks like.
Well, the guy that's the president of the Philippines, his name is Duterte, is he's an extremist, and he's pretty like he's at the point where like he gets everything that he wants. So if he says it's okay for you to kill like drug dealers in the street, if you're afraid for your community, you can go out and kill people and it's okay. I will protect you. Then that's what happens. Like they've had over 6,000 extrajudicial killings in the Philippines, and you can get away with it in the Philippines. All you have to say is, well, they're a drug dealer or a drug user.
Well, that's what they've done in America.
No, you can literally walk into your neighbor's house and shoot them, and when the police arrive, you can say he's a drug dealer, and they don't arrest you.
Oh, that's.
They're under
cave moms.
they're under investigation for human rights abuses and stuff because, I mean, they're literally not enforcing that.
They're like is it a cultural like ethnic thing? Like how do they distinguish like who are they gonna like what? How are they gonna distinguish like who they're just not gonna deal with? Yeah, I mean, usually when you see police use like this, there's actually like some group behind it that they're going to, promote versus, subdue the other people. What's it over in the Philippines? I mean, what group are they trying to actually?
They're all the same race. I mean, there's no race, racial disparity. I mean, obviously there's First Nations people, or there's Native people that are darker skinned in the Philippines, and they get treated more poorly than regular Filipinos do. I mean, there is that, but I mean, it's just because I don't like them.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I'm kind of impressed. Actually, I'd like to have that much authority.
I mean,
I just don't like you. I just don't like you, so I'm raiding your fucking house, motherfucker.
The president of the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao, who is a boxer,
Manny
is a congressman in the Philippines.
Really?
Yes.
You know, I wish we had more,
Their TV actors are all politicians as well.
Isn't that like stupid UFC fighting or whatever is what he does?
No, he's a boxer. He's
he's a boxer? Okay. God, if we had more boxers in Congress in America.
Chris is correct. I was hyperbolic. There are more people in the United States than there are in the Philippines, but I mean,
there's a hell of a lot more.
Wait,
stop.
Stop. Patrick was wrong. We have to note that. Go on.
So yes, we have. They're a third.
338 million people in America.
Huh?
There's like 338 million people.
Yeah, and there's 100 and I think I saw it 120 something million people in the Philippines.
That's so impressive for like that small of land.
Yeah.
We have a lot of land here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are right though. There's probably like more people per acre.
In the cities. In the cities for sure. In the major population centers. I mean,
I live in
it takes
Chicago,
literally
man. It's like do you know that Sydney?
Chicago's nothing. I've lived in Chicago. It's nothing compared to the Philippines.
Well, yeah, because you guys are like crammed into this little small country, where Chicago.
They literally build their houses.
DuPage County.
They literally build their houses on top of each other. It's crazy.
I thought that's in an apartment building.
No. Like you'll have two houses that are they have conjoining walls or whatever, and somebody will have a kid and they'll just build a new floor on top of the house. And if the neighbor doesn't have a level over there, they'll just build on top of them.
That's in an apartment building. That's how apartment buildings started.
It's two different structures.
People.
It's two different structures, but they'll just start building on top of that house over there.
So there's no property rights over there.
They build over it, right?
They build over it, yeah. You're walking on the roof of the house.
They build on top of your house.
You don't even have to have building permits. Come on. I mean, this is they don't have code. They don't have code inspectors.
They don't pay property taxes.
No, they do pay property taxes for the land. Like I have an apartment in the Philippines. I pay like.
Well, then of course I would build a house on top of somebody else's.
I pay $100 a year for my property taxes in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Oh God. I live in Illinois. I don't even want to hear those numbers. My God.
Oh, you don't want to know what I pay here. My property taxes here were $18,000 last year.
Oh my God.
Illinois can take it up the ass because South Texas will kick their ass. We have the highest
better like property.
We have the highest property taxes in Texas in the county that I live in because we're a beach community.
What's the city that you're located near?
Corpus Christi.
Oh, of course. Okay. You're like in. That makes sense.
We're a beach community. I mean, a beach city. So yeah.
Yeah, you're like pretty much. Yeah, you're a coastal.
I mean, people in Dallas that have like
$18,000. Jesus.
People in Dallas that have like 4-story mansions don't pay what I pay in property taxes here.
Do you know how many people from Illinois want to move to Texas? I should tell them like avoid your area.
No, it's still wonderful. It's still I mean buying a house here is a quarter of the price that it would be somewhere else, even in other places in Texas. But the property taxes will eat your ass. Yeah.
Corpus Christi is the only place I would live in Texas, to tell you the truth. So
I'm literally like from here, I can walk that way and be at the bay in probably 5 minutes on foot. Now I can go to the beach. Now that might take a 5-minute drive, but it's there.
Kevin, you look like you're in a hotel room.
That's
I
do. Yes.
Well, it's a 60-year-old door. I guess the knockout blinds make it look that way.
It's the blinds and the TV, actually. So it looks like there should be a bed behind you. And
there should be an AC unit under that window.
if there's an AC unit behind there, I'd be like, oh, he's in some hotel.
That's not my TV. That's my grandson's.
Everything in that house is your grandson's. What are you talking
Pretty
about?
much.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to American Lung Association. So the American Lung Association wants to help kids stop vaping.
Oh,
and this is from Cumberland, Maryland, where I went to school. So I decided to use this one. So nationally, more than 1 in 4 high school students use e-cigarettes, exposing them to harmful chemicals and setting them up for a lifetime of nicotine dependence. Vaping harms developing lungs and overall health, and may place people at an increased risk for severe illness from COVID-19, according to the American Lung Association.
Note the word dependence instead of addiction on this.
Well, I did like that. So their plan includes a multi-pronged bullet point attack here. It says, so bullet point 1 says, get your head out of the cloud. Public awareness campaign with the ad council's ad council equips parents with facts about e-cigarettes and supports conversations before kids start to vape. The campaign includes free resources at talkaboutvaping.org. I think the number one thing that parents should probably know is that it's illegal for their children to possess vape products, and probably beat the shit out of them if they are caught with illicit vaping products.
Why don't we just start putting forth policies that actually treat it like minor in possession?
Well, okay.
We can't talk about that, Lindsay. Don't talk about.
Oh no. Okay, so you know why every state no state actually has a penalty for children getting caught with vape products?
No, but localities do.
Yes, but you know why? You know why?
Because parenting is an action verb and nobody wants to do it.
No,
that's not it.
Because the NGOs and the parents groups and everybody that goes and pushes for T21 and these vape bans and all that, they demand that language not be included, that penalties to children not be included.
On purpose.
Because
on purpose.
That would stigmatize the children, and parents would be the ones that are penalized if the kids have to pay a fine. It's actually coming from the parents. And if kids had to do community service because they did something wrong, parents would be the ones that have to drive them on Saturday.
Karen and Miss Ellen, you know.
I've got a tweet that says the first incident should be, I think it's 100, 300, 500. Karen eventually will learn how to parent. That's because they're going to keep paying for it. You can't talk about this.
There was actually a city councilman, and I know if you just hit Lindsey Stroud, because I wrote an op-ed using this guy, city councilman from Kentucky that had actually brought up, and he brought up the bath fucking that was the school bus crash that started mad and the whole alcohol 21 and everything. But he's start punishing these kids. You don't ban it. And he even brought up, he's when all this happened in Kentucky here, we didn't ban alcohol. We just made stiffer penalties. And I wanted to kiss that guy. And there's he did it. And there was another city council person down in Louisiana that had both introduced penalties for kids being caught with these products.
Kentucky should not rely on vaping bills for funding woes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll link that here in a second.
Look at you. You're so quick.
The public health groups and the NGOs that write the grant checks specifically say this check is only good if you pass the bill that we want you to pass.
As
and
it states.
If you include penalizing language, we will not write you a check.
But they have to write you, okay, from like, you know, inside access to a think tank, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the tobacco companies give Heartland a bunch of fucking money and shit. They always give it to general purposes, though. So that's how it gets written into. You like what NGO actually does any work before getting a fucking paycheck?
All of them.
You know, and so how, like, when they're gonna sit here and sue you? It's all nonprofit. Like, how the hell? What I want to know with the NGOs, like, I don't think there is any. I can tell you from looking at the NGOs, like, let's say they campaign for tobacco-free kids, give something about you got to reduce something. Like, they really have no say on reducing anything other than, oh, well, we gave out all these pamphlets.
Yep.
Yeah. No, they actually.
It turns down to is a numbers game.
I've actually seen it. I've been in the fucking city council chambers when the bill is passed, the envelope gets handed over.
Mm-hmm.
When the ordinance passes or the bill passes, I've seen it happen.
Oh, I've seen it happen. Yeah. I know how that all works. I mean, there's the NGOs and like the anti-vapors they're a lot more united than the vapors are.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's a lot more consolidated money and funding and also just years of, it's kind of like the alcohol industry. They've got years of dealing with these people.
I mean,
they
look,
have intranet and they talk to each other.
This is the
narrative for the week. This is the narrative for tomorrow. This is the narrative for next Tuesday.
I've been, you got to realize the length of time I've been around. I've seen like the factionalism, and I've seen, you know, I was here when SFATA imploded and, you know, essentially had to like retool their entire thing like 3 times. I've seen, you know, VTA disappear and become obscure. And I've seen advocacy, because, you know, we have all these different disparate groups that don't fucking talk to each other. There is no intranet, Kevin.
Yeah, so, and all the people against us talk to each other. I mean, even in the 1980s, the goddamn fucking tobacco companies had the gentleman's agreement.
Yeah.
Where they sat there and said, oh, for everybody who's listening, you know, they sat there, if any bad study came about any of their competitor, that they weren't going to sit here and publish it, you know, because, oh yeah, the goddamn government was coming after them. So the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, that's a lesson that we've never learned.
No.
That, you know, my club and your club are never going to talk to each other. And, you know, that's like right. I said, I remember distinctly when Tony Abood and all those guys were at SFATA, and I remember what happened. I was keyed into all of that bullshit that was happening, and Phil Damon and this, you know, the guy that's in jail right now, and all the other people started doing their underhanded, dirty things to each other behind the scenes.
Somebody's in jail. Oh my God. You're going to have to like send that to me personally.
Oh no. I think everybody fucking knows that Ron Tully went to jail.
I don't even know who that is, but okay.
Ron Tully used to be the president of SFATA.
Oh God. Like why? Oh, and I'm a board member of SFATA. Okay. Awesome.
You actually need to look at the history of the organization that you're in. The reason why we had 2 different groups is because SFATA imploded, like literally imploded. Yeah. Like half the board said "fuck you" and left.
I know
because the people that were in charge did stupid shit. I mean, there's no fucking hiding it. Everybody knows it.
I gotta cut in though. SFATA's kind of like helping me do Golden Oldies Tour, guys. You know, that's going well.
Look. There's great people. Don't get me wrong. I mean, everybody knows my Texas sister, Shell Hamill. You know, Shell and I were family. We might argue with periodically, but you know, she was a fucking Safada flag member from the day, you know, very first day.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I have no problems with like, but I mean, the organization has a lot of fucking bad history. So does VTA. I mean, VTA took their bad history from Safada with them to VTA. So, I mean, there was a bunch of bad shit happen. Bad shit can happen anywhere at any time. It happens, you know, anytime you have more than two people or more than one person in a group, bad shit could happen. There could be differences like that.
This is a fledgling industry too. I mean, like, so it's easy to get caught up in the glimmer and glitz of the promises and everything, and not see the execution. I mean, I'm a Safada board member and everything, but like, I will sit here and say last year, I was pissed off at all the associations as far as like what went down with the flavor bans.
I'm pissed off with all the organizations to this day. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I can't sit here and go on that one, you know, but like, it was just like watching like Michigan. Michigan went down. And then I keep saying the same thing. Like Whitmer was like, "Hey, we're gonna ban flavors." Cuomo was like, "Oh, hey, dude, I see you. We're gonna ban flavors. We're gonna do it before you." And then it was like Massachusetts, dude. Baker was just like, "Hold my beer, y'all. We're gonna ban fucking flavors the next day." And to watch what any of the associations had done at that time, I mean, none of them were there for them. And which is like, why did all these people put all this money into your association? Like, where the fuck were you? And I understand, like, but
it's too hot to wear this hat.
This is, like I said, this is the one reason, because of all that, that's the one reason why there isn't a donate button on THR 101. I don't feel comfortable trying to take money from the vapors that have given so much money to a lot of these places and just haven't seen anything from it.
Well, yeah.
Like, I know I put a lot of stuff out there and it's free for all, and like I probably should get money out of it, but it's just not my style.
I mean, right now, I think getting fucking money from anybody in the vape industry is going to be hard because everybody's building a war chest for their PMTAs. They're doing everything that they need to do to survive. Plus, they're trying to feed their families. And obviously, I will point out again, this is not 2016, and a lot of people have fucking lost money due to E-Valley and the size of the industry. The size of the industry since 2016 has shrunk dramatically. There's not nearly as much money in the industry as there used to be. I mean, I don't care what you say. There's no arguing the fact that there's fewer e-liquid millionaires out there than there used to be.
Well, I don't think it's shrunk. I think it shifted.
Well, the number of users is down. The number of products on the market is down. The number of places for distribution of those product is down. There's no denying that.
For open source, you've got the number of the fucking disposables.
Well, I mean, C-store products are still about 70% of the market. Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. Well, what's interesting is like Juul is down completely. I mean, they're
withdrawing from markets all over the world.
Oh, yes.
Their products are not nearly as popular. Products like Fontum's products, the blue and those things are way bigger in Europe than they are here.
Yeah.
It's amazing because that's how addictive they are that they're just going away. That's neat. I like it.
Well, no, because in the markets that they were in Europe, the nicotine level was half or actually a third of what they are here. So, I mean, nicotine salts don't work at 20 milligram for a smoker, right? A heavy smoker.
Well, I still think that Juul is amazing for a smoker.
No, I don't. I have never, ever, ever, ever insulted the technology. I've never insulted the product. I insult the company and some of their business, their business decisions.
Fucked up. They
But
completely
yeah,
fucked up.
the product itself is awesome.
Yeah,
it's highly addictive. I know people that use that product that can't or find it extremely difficult to switch. I know vapors who were down to 3 milligrams.
I have a Juul right here, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. Are
if
you
you
smoking?
hadn't noticed that I was vaping on it.
Are you smoking?
Yeah, but like a pack.
Are you smoking as much as you used to?
No.
Okay.
I've been actually I've been for like since ever I got laid off in March. Yeah, I was down to like a pack a week. No, but then PMTA happened, and then I was to a pack every other day. Because the vapors sucked the life out of me. But now I'm like pack probably 3 days, 3-4 days or something. So yeah, but I also have I vape on the Juul, I vape on a Nova with a fruity flavor because that's what I like. I just like Juul. I like how it hits. And that's it.
I mean, if it keeps you off the cigarettes, there's actually
love cigarettes. Okay,
somebody's trolling us in the Periscope. So everybody say hello to Admit the Truth. That they're claiming that vapes are worse than smoking or worse than cigarettes. Apparently, Admit the Truth hasn't actually read any actual science, because that's actually factually incorrect.
Or they've read misleading science, or they've read retracted science.
Retracted science. We just talked about the American Heart Association's retracted science. That we've talked ad nauseum about Dr. Stanton Glance's the hero of tobacco control's retracted science.
Oh God, I've looked at so much fucking. You've got the Cochrane review. The Cochrane review that's been studying fucking vapors for the past 5 years with their COPD patients, actually. And oh yeah, their COPD symptoms have actually haven't been increased because there's no way to actually lessen them. But all of these, they keep losing people as the years go by, but they keep having these people have actually quit smoking using vapor products.
Yeah.
No. So anybody that wants to can go to Periscope, where we're live on Periscope, and give Admit the Truth some of the actual links to the science. Maybe we could educate this person so that we could, because obviously he thinks.
Check out thr101.org and just go scroll down. Go find THR 101, a policy, guidebook for lawmakers, and go read that. It's got bullet points for you, homie.
Yeah, we link him to the science so that maybe, obviously since they have truth in their handle, they think that they're everything they say is the truth, but that is actually not true.
Golden oldies. You see all these guys who quit smoking. Some of them who actually, one of them, Peter Rocky, his doctor told him to quit smoking. That's all on camera. See him talking about it.
So yeah. But he can't see any links that you put into the Facebook group. You actually have to go to the Twitter for him to see that, or to the Periscope.
Oh, I didn't post anything.
No, Bill's posting stuff in the chat room on Facebook, but on the Periscope, only people on Periscope can see the links on the Periscope. So
I'll say this: all three of us on this screen, in my opinion. If we didn't think this would work, and if we thought it was more dangerous, we would say so, and we wouldn't be here.
Obviously, really? I spend my Friday nights where I could be with my wife doing this show to educate people so that they don't die from smoking. There's this thing called the Consumer Choice Center. Are you familiar with the Consumer Choice Center, Lindsey?
I applied for a job with them, actually.
Okay, so they actually have a whole thing here, the vaping and the gateway myth.
Yep.
They have a nice little page here. It says vaping has been proven to be 95% less harmful than smoking, and has been endorsed by multiple international health
That's a
bodies
wrong quote to use, man.
as a safer alternative. While some critics have argued that vaping is a gateway to smoking, the opposite is true. Vaping is a gateway from smoking, and it has been used by millions of adults to reduce the health risks associated with tobacco
Well,
consumption.
exactly. You saw it in I saw it in San Francisco. San Francisco did they banned flavored vapes, and then hell, they banned fucking vapes actually. And there is a direct correlation to the banning of flavors that there's like youth started smoking more.
Well, cigarettes are still legal, yes.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, but
they
San
still sell
Francisco,
those. Okay.
San Francisco
Not menthol
doesn't.
though. I don't believe menthol are sold there, but yeah, but it was just kind of really weird to sit here and see. But it was interesting looking at the 2019 numbers as far as like the whole state of California. California, of all the states that did T21, they're the only ones who saw a decrease. But they offered
Hawaii didn't Hawaii do the same thing?
Hawaii did T21 in 2016, and they actually saw a 70% increase between 2016 and
So
2017.
where, Lindsay, are all my youth smokers? Where are they at?
At your mom's house? No.
But San Francisco obviously doesn't care.
There are youth smokers and there's youth vapors. Like I wish so when I was looking at the Australia's got a really cool survey, and it's like never smokers or smokers when it came to like e-cigarette use. Now granted they only got it for like 2016 and 2019, which kind of a little bit later in the game, seeing that e-cigarettes came out in 2007, but like it was kind of interesting to see those numbers. I'd like to see that in the youth risk surveys. So, like, have you ever smoked? And if you smoke, have you ever used an e-cigarette? That would be a really good prompt to do. And
why would they do that? Why would they do that?
Why does Australia do it? And they're the guys who make you have an actual like
prescription.
For a nicotine.
But good news for Australia. The deadline for the January 1 deadline has been pushed back. So that date is no longer the date. There is no.
Wait, what do you mean? What's the date then?
There is no date. They postponed it, but they didn't put a date on when they're going to start enforcing that. So if you have a prescription, you will still be able to import nicotine as you have been. But back to San Francisco, because you fuckers keep talking every time I try to speak. Obviously San Francisco doesn't care because literally they let people shit in the streets in San Francisco. So San Francisco is going to do what they're going to do, and they're not going to not do what they want to do because they have an agenda and they're right and everybody else is fucking wrong. And that's the way San Francisco is.
Well, San Francisco also gets like money cut out for them from the MSA. Like San Francisco, San Diego, and LA do. So all the MSA money that goes to the state of California, those three counties get their own share.
Yeah.
And Glance would get his share. Oh wait, that's
no Glance. UCSF has a constitutionally guaranteed allotment of money.
Glance.
That's from the FDA.
In perpetuity.
I love how he talks about his blog in third person, though.
I don't. Well, I think that he has.
Is no longer at UCLA.
Drink, Ed, drink. She's cussed enough for all of us.
I think that Glance has a staffer that tweets for him.
That's an idiot, man. He's obviously not paying that person. Jesus.
It's probably a student intern.
It's definitely not one of his grad students in his little science department. I mean, well, actually, no, that would make sense,
He doesn't
They're into molecules and shit versus like
I feel bad for him though
Twitter
because he doesn't have his fresh his fresh source of boobs to look at.
That's
and
right.
Female staff or female students to victimize. I'm refreshing my drink, by the way. Every time Kevin holds that damn sign
I
up.
had to stand up, by the way. Okay, I've been.
I thought you were doing the potty dance for a second there.
No, I'm not doing the potty dance. I'm just standing up, man. I edited so many videos today. I had like a late vape shop person. They sent me 15 videos. They did fuck up my ages though. When I presented on Tuesday, my ages were 53 on average, and this brought it down to 49.
but
all of them were former smokers though. So
what university did you mention earlier that got deleted?
What are you talking about?
You tweeted the tweet deleted that you had to get off of the Wayback Machine. That you had made a graphic.
Oh, it wasn't a university. It was New York Presbyterians, like some hospital.
So
yeah,
John
if you go to the American Vaping Association, you'll see it because
I found a different one. This is Johns Hopkins, which is a big fancy
I'm grabbing
hospital
a beer.
and a medical school and fancy hospital. So it says 5 facts you need to know about vaping.
I might learn something.
I need to rub this, Kevin. Let me rub it so I'll make it a little bit bigger. So this is from Michael Joseph Blaha, MD, Master of Public Health.
I'll reserve my right to make a comment until I see the article.
Okay, you might want to.
I got my video on vaping. I got my book on vaping too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let me see what he says.
You need to autograph a copy of that and send it to me.
I can send you a whole box, okay? I do have a box of them.
If you have thought about trying
to
kick a smoking habit, you're not alone. Nearly 7 of 10 smokers say they want to stop. Quitting smoking is one of the best things you can do for your health. Smoking harms nearly every organ in your body, including your heart. Nearly 1/3 of deaths from heart disease are a result from smoking and secondhand smoke. You might be tempted to turn to electronic cigarettes, e-cigarettes, vape pens, or other vaping devices as a way to ease the transition from traditional cigarettes to not smoking at all. But is smoking e-cigarettes also called vaping?
You just do this to piss me off.
Better for you than using tobacco products. Can e-cigarettes help you to stop smoking once and for all?
I like e-cigarettes, tobacco products. This is an article that they're differentiating them.
He did.
Okay?
He did, but he did say smoking vaping products.
Yeah, but they differentiated between tobacco and an e-cigarette, okay? And I give them a lot of credit, okay? When I was at Heartland, I made sure that I was just tobacco and vapor. I wanted to put them as far away as much as possible. This is a cigarette and this is an e-cigarette.
So Michael Blaha, MD, MPH, Director of Clinical Research at Johns Hopkins Chicharron Center for the Prevention of Heart Disease, shares health information about vaping. So 1, vaping is less harmful than smoking, but it's still not safe. E-cigarettes heat nicotine extracted from tobacco or synthetic flavorings and other chemicals to create an aerosol that you inhale. Regular tobacco cigarettes contain 7,000 chemicals, many of which are toxic. While we don't know exactly what chemicals are in e-cigarettes, Blaha says there's almost no doubt that they expose you to fewer toxic chemicals than traditional cigarettes. So obviously I kind of love and hate that because he says we don't know exactly what chemicals are in these cigarettes when we fucking do. But then he says,
was this written?
This is brand new.
This is brand new?
Yeah.
Wow. Send that to me.
So I mean, it even says, I mean,
social media graphics on all this.
They're saying January 21 of 2020 so far, this date. But I just did this search, and it was on my time when I did it based by time. This was one of the top hits, so it's pretty new. Says, however, there has been an outbreak of lung injuries and deaths associated with vaping as of January 21st, 2020.
Hey, he didn't call it Evali, thank God.
Not yet. Not yet. Let me finish. Quit interrupting me. As of January 21st, 2020, the CDC has confirmed 60 deaths in patients with e-cigarette or vaping product use associated lung injury. Now, there's a quote here. It says, these cases appear to predominantly affect people who modify their vaping devices or use black market modified e-liquids. This is especially true for vaping products containing THC. So, hate it.
There's only been 60 deaths since all this shit started.
Since last year?
Last year, yeah.
Yeah.
You fucking serious?
So the CDC has identified vitamin E acetate as a chemical of concern among people with EVALI. Vitamin E acetate is a thickening agent often used in THC vaping products, and it was found in all lung fluid samples of EVALI patients examined by the CDC.
What do you mean found in all samples of EVALI? What
samples? Did you?
Where in the fuck did that come from? Where does that come from?
Oh, well, let me keep going. Maybe there's a thing below. Maybe there's
Son
a
of
link.
a bitch.
Is there an actual link to his fucking quote right there?
All samples. Didn't you and Jerry discuss that?
I did.
What?
And
what?
he stopped talking to me after that. The CDC recommends that people do not use THC containing e-liquids or vaping products.
You know that the CDC should actually just be held on trial right now. I mean, there's 60 people who died. How many could have actually been saved if when in September when all the shit was happening that they actually came out telling them?
All of them, because we ran a story last August.
I wrote in August.
Pointing that this was going to happen. And we didn't write the story. We just shared a story from Leafly, which is a marijuana business.
Where I took most of my stuff, but I took it also from personal stuff. Okay, I've seen a lot of the dank vapes cartridges, and I was questioning them in April.
but Leafy published a warning in August.
Yeah, I saw the article. There's going to be Greg Connolly was quoted in the article too about whether Leafy actually knew. But there was also I looked into it. There was vaping related lung injuries happening with THC related vaping cartridges in January, and places out in the West Coast. So it was California and Arizona.
But the first actual identified case of EVALI was after
EVALI doesn't exist, okay?
Well, yeah, but I'm just going to use their verbiage for just the reporting of this. So then he goes on to say, research suggests vaping is bad for your heart and lungs. I'm not going to go through this, but it's here. Because every bit of science that he's quoting has been debunked or retracted.
Oh, so he had good points and then bad points.
So then he says 3 electronic cigarettes are just as addictive as traditional ones, which is also BS. And he says both e-cigarettes and regular cigarettes contain nicotine, which research suggests may be as addictive as heroin and cocaine.
May. That's a modal verb.
Excuse me. Oh, here it says you can. Okay. What's worse, says Baja. Many e-cigarette users. I'm drawing a line across my monitor with my finger. Many e-cigarette users get even more nicotine than they would from a tobacco product. You can buy extra strength cartridges, which have a higher concentration of nicotine, or you can use e-cigarettes voltage to get an even greater hit of the substance. Please shut up. You're a fucking doctor. You're saying that heating a fucking organic compound, this is an organic compound, and when you heat it, it does not make it more powerful. Are you a fucking idiot? All it does is make it hotter. Electronic cigarettes aren't the best smoking cessation tool.
Yeah, Golden Oldies Tour proves that wrong, motherfucker.
The Cochrane report just fucking blew that out of the water, boys and girls. That's a lie. A new generation is getting hooked on nicotine.
That's better than opioids.
Well, that's true. But there's
the FDA approved those ones, so
yeah. So Johns Hopkins is a winner and a loser on this one because they started out pretty okay.
It's actually not that bad because most people don't read past the initial part.
Well, maybe they get to bullet point 1 and then they go, "Oh, this is okay," and then they don't read anymore.
This is just like
they don't. They do not read anymore.
You got Jerry and you got lied. And you've got the other idiots, and you got Mitch Zeller saying things, barely writing them down. You got the Heart Association burying something deep, deep, deep within their bullshit. Now you've got this guy telling the truth and burying things deep within the bullshit. That's what they do. So he's regurgitating the same bullshit that everybody else does.
This is why you can't trust fucking doctors.
Well, I was kind of surprised that New York Presbyterian actually changed their page because, like I said, I just Googled it the other night and looked up literally my search engine was e-cigarettes are safer, and I just went through Throwback Thursday, so I went through older shit because I knew I'd get way more promotion. They are safer and shit, and then I pulled it up and put it on, and then it was Juka that was like, you can't find this link anymore. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me here? Thank God for the Wayback Machine. But New York Presbyterian did sit here and say e-cigarettes were safer.
Twitter is fucking up though, because I tweeted something from from a Baltimore newspaper, and my European friends on Twitter couldn't read the link.
That's not Twitter. That's cookies. That comes down to the actual, we're at the page that whatever article
geotagged or whatever. So Baltimore people don't want, the Baltimore publisher doesn't want people.
No, it comes down to, in Europe, there's an agreement as far as how you're going to be tracked. So when it comes down to America, there's some difference in the way that the news tracks all your fucking shit. This is
and censorship. There is some of that
censorship, tracking. It's mostly just with tracking and everything. Because when I was a THR for life, when I went over to Poland, I wrote an op-ed, and I can fucking see it when I was over in Poland because of the publication that had printed it. I didn't do the cookies thing correctly.
And one of the things, Juka, actually, if you guys haven't followed him, I put his link up there on Twitter. In a private group, someone will create a PDF so everyone can read it.
Yes.
Because I know it's illegal to do that. It's copyright infringement, whatever. But if you want to see the information, you're going to see the information.
It's only copyright infringement if you're making money off of it.
That's true. But
that's why I give Skip. Skip's got her crazy Google documents going on with all the studies, and I've got my library membership, so I've got access to the academic journal. So I'll just give her the PDFs. I'll download them, and she's not publishing them or anything. She's just putting them out there for the free world and everything.
That's actually still illegal.
Oh, well, whatever. Transpiring information without any.
Yeah. I'm not to be a dick, but it is still copyright infringement.
But
as a person that produces content, I want everybody to realize I don't copyright my shit so that you can have it. But yes, that's not how
I produce a lot of content. I've got a fucking website, yo.
But if you were to publish
to brand myself, that just seems a little bit obnoxious.
No. I'm saying is if you were to publish a pay-per-view study on your website, they could fucking tear you apart.
Yeah. Could. May, could, might.
Oh,
and then I say for the drinking crowd, fuck them.
When I worked at Kinko's, students would constantly bring in journals and stuff and ask us to copy them, and we were not allowed because of that.
It's funny.
But anyway.
I've got 3 to 5 months here, so I looked at writing.
They'll come and get you in Australia.
Freelance writing for college students.
I learned that you can like Jerry was cited in Hawaii because he's a fucktard. So
no, don't talk about that yet.
So
that's
instead of copyright infringement, if you quote the quotes in the paper and you link the paper, you're not infringing.
That's different.
How is it copyright infringement if you you've got a big ass filing cabinet on the internet? How the fuck is it copyright infringement?
Because they're publishing it on their website and they're charging people for it. So if you're
not publishing it on any website,
you're diluting. It's diluting their brand.
Cabinet and the internet.
Yeah, you're diluting their brand, though.
I'm diluting Jerry's brand on my.
Now, if you link to their place where people can buy it.
I know Skip's very smart.
I always do.
Shares all of this stuff, so
I always linked mine.
Yeah,
I want them to see the hit.
Yeah, but Michelle Minton actually put a pretty good piece out this week. We like Michelle.
Oh, I missed it.
This is how could we have known prohibiting e-cigarettes leads to smuggling and smoking. Obviously, we've talked about bootlegging in the past.
There's a black market? What?
And the black market that
about bootlegging. Can we also bring up Heartland Institute and all the shit they've stolen from my writing?
Sure.
We did mention that they took your name off of the website and all of the pieces that you wrote.
Oh, they wrote something about Michigan today.
That's borderline copyright infringement.
So anyway,
that's plagiarism.
Intellectual property.
Yes, if they steal it verbatim, it is definitely
plagiarism.
If they change a couple words, though.
No, they didn't change any words on a lot of that shit. But
no. But
Michelle, go on to Michelle. Michelle does awesome work.
Michelle's pretty awesome. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I just wanted to let you know that it exists. Obviously, this is a topic that we've talked about ad nauseum. How New York.
She brought up the Allentown, the big smuggling bus.
Yeah, right here. Just last week, U.S. Customs and Border Protection announced that officers at the port of Lehigh Valley in Allentown, Pennsylvania, seized more than 86,000 of illegal vapor products from China, worth nearly $2 million. And this isn't the first indication of a growing illicit vaping market. Knockoff Juul pods, also from China, have been appearing in store shelves since the company, in response to government pressure, removed its flavored pods from the market in early 2019. In states with bans on flavored vaping, stories continue to surface about people selling flavored e-cigarettes and e-liquids out of the trunks of their cars. This should worry lawmakers because whatever risks they might have or might believe e-cigarettes pose to health, the risks are greater when people are forced to buy products underground. And we've talked about there's no such thing as a safe black market.
What? Well, so are you trying to tell our listeners, you're trying to say that banning products will bring in black market products and they're more dangerous? Is that what you're telling us?
Oh no, Michelle's telling you that.
Oh, that's right, Michelle. look at Lindsey. She's being indignant.
I didn't realize this was going to hurt her feelings.
This is
totally
insane.
Hurt my feelings.
I'm going to have to tweet Michelle. This is outrageous. I don't like this.
But Mitch Zeller said in 2015 at the Senate Help Committee that there was not going to be a black market.
That's what I swear. I've heard that from Australia, dumb fucks. I've heard it from American fuckheads. I don't understand. There should be no black markets, Patrick.
There shouldn't be.
What is going on?
So, Baltimore, Maryland wants to have a vape tax. They want to have a vape tax. I'm actually,
of course they do.
Baltimore isn't the only one. You got Oregon and Colorado.
No, but this particular one I want to highlight because I tweeted this fucker.
Did you retweet what I made for AVA? You know, and the
no, not yet. I haven't been on Twitter since I sent you the link to this when I
you did, and I made one with. Well, I had already seen it, but I didn't go really through it, and then I made one like, that we have to tax these from the fucking councilman.
Okay, but this is funny because the Baltimore Council president Scott proposed e-cigarettes. I think I might be locked out of this fucking article. Because I don't want to pay for it. Let's see. Oh no, I got it now. So anyway, Brandon Scott, he's the city council president, is proposing a tax on e-cigarettes as a way to discourage smoking and boost revenues as the coronavirus pandemic continues.
He's got a better quote down there.
I'm not done.
Sorry.
Chop, chop.
He's got a better quote.
I think Lindsey's got like a problem letting people talk.
She knows what's coming.
He introduced a bill Monday night to establish a 30% excise tax on the distribution of e-cigarette devices, including hookahs and vape pens.
Said smoking devices, and they're using this a lot more.
So he says we have to be sure we are treating these devices like we treat regular cigarettes.
That's a quote.
I know that was. I hadn't gotten there, but I was getting there. And he's also running for mayor as a Democrat.
Read the next sentence very slowly so everyone can hear it articulately.
Scott said it's essential to look for new revenue streams. The pandemic has hammered Baltimore's economy, forcing the city to withdraw up to $25 million from its rainy day fund.
You have to give them credit, though. New revenue streams. It's like, well, you're at least acknowledging that people are using these devices.
Right. So the whole piece here, this is not, we need to tax e-cigarettes for public health.
This is budget woes. This is not
we
our
need to
problem.
tax e-cigarettes because we have overdrawn our bank accounts. That's what that fucking means.
Tax golf courses.
You know, and I did tweet to this guy.
Are you surprised by this?
No. I do like to drag this out into the light when I see it, though, because maybe somebody that's a constituent will actually maybe get into his ear. So I tweeted at him. I said, I really got to ask, how does a tax on a harm reduction alternative to deadly cigarettes discourage smoking? Because that's what he said. Vaping is not smoking. Tax vape products and smokers will keep smoking and die. Literally.
Did he respond?
No.
Jerome. Aaron Mills DM'd me, okay? I'm still riding on cloud 9 on that one.
No. Jerome Adams used to respond to my tweets, but then when I embarrassed him with his stupidity,
I'm jealous.
He stopped responding to my tweets. And then he tweeted that some of us hurt his feelings and he might start.
Oh my God. Google alerts and feelings.
Terrible.
Then some of you guys are very mean to me and hurt my feelings, and I might stop talking to you, or I might stop responding to you, or I may mute some of you.
Oh, life sucks. Get a helmet.
So Kevin has been muted.
What? Fucking bastard.
Kevin has been muted.
He's Lindsey with an E. Why would you do that?
That's right.
So Kevin saw that he the Surgeon General has protected his tweets from Kevin.
What the hell is that? What the hell does protected tweets mean?
So it says only approved followers can see Jerome Adams MD's tweets.
Oh.
To request access, click follow.
I did. I did this evening live on here. So I will report next week whether I've been allowed.
You guys are like, you guys don't do it. Like, you got to be a little bit more sleuth than that.
You can't. No, you cannot do a private browser. I've already tried because his tweets are now protected.
No, so you can't antagonize him enough to fucking get him to block you.
If he quits doing stupid shit. I mean, what you're trying to protect, Jerome Adams. Your feelings get hurt, brah. Lack of knowledge, reputation.
Kevin, well, wait, what you guys seen the Chicago 7?
Not yet. I haven't.
Netflix yet? Okay. Yeah. So, like, Kevin, you're like Abby Hoffman, all right? I'm like,
the thing is
the other guy that was like, kind of like, I'm willing to work with y'all. Sort of.
I gotta look up Abby Hoffman because I don't know what the hell that means. Is that good
Abby
or bad?
Abby, you know who Abby Hoffman is?
No,
he's the model of activism. Like he's
oh my god, this
of loud
Kevin,
activism.
How old are you?
52 and a half.
Okay.
No, skip
sense,
his. A government official cannot block or turn off his official tweet. So the Surgeon General account is not hidden. But my tweets to the Surgeon General are 10 times more abrasive and grumpy than Kevin's are. And I'm not.
Obviously, just don't have that much juice, man. He wasn't that threatened.
I mean, my tweets are way more damaging. So, like, since Kevin has been blocked, I actually
baller, man.
Kevin doesn't work for a living anymore, so he has a lot more time.
I don't like the word "bruh" either, but I used it.
Yeah.
Fucker.
So I've been taking up the account. I've been taking up Kevin's slack by slamming the Surgeon General more than normal.
And he still hasn't blocked you yet?
He has no, and I made him cry, and he still did not block me.
Hey, dude, Aaron Mills sat here and said peace to me, peace out to me, and bitch didn't fucking block me. I was like, okay.
Jerry's been hurt by Mike Peterson, by
Demetrius?
Patrick. Him truly. Demi actually put a tweet that him and I could be character witnesses for his court hearing.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys keep talking about Jerry, and I'm like thinking of Jerry from Michigan.
No, Jerry, the surgeon dumbass.
We don't talk mean about that, Jerry. Not this same way. We might talk mean about
Jerry. No, I know you're talking about Jerome. Why do you call him Jerry? He's black.
Because it's just
like, could he ever be a Jerry? I mean, he's more likely to be a G dog than he'd be a Jerry.
No. Have you heard him speak? He's nowhere near a G dog.
Oh yeah, he is. Oh,
so
yeah.
I did have to ask. Since Jerome decided that he's going to plead not guilty to his trespass or his
criminal.
His criminal. Well, I mean, it is a full misdemeanor, and it is punishable to. I think it's like up to $5,000 fine and up to 1 year in jail.
That's
so
correct.
I said, "Wait, Jerry, you're pleading not guilty? Mm-hmm. Are you saying the officer is lying and that you weren't found taking photographs on a closed beach? Because if you admit that you were there, that means you're fucking guilty.
Mm-hmm.
You are not exempt from the law."
Sure he is.
So I did want. Oh, there we are. Hi, we're there. Oh, this is like an Inception thing. I do want to create. I do want people to start using a new hashtag because we've been using Fire the SG for like 2 years and it hasn't really come to fruition. So let's try Convict the SG.
Convict the SG. Ooh, that's good.
Convict the SG.
I've been using it a couple times now. So I'm just suggesting that if you want to, that you should probably maybe help me out with that one.
You don't know how many social media accounts I run right now.
Well, yeah, but I don't think AVA would be one that you want to do convict the SG
I
from.
would never do that. I know, Greg. We don't use hashtags on AVA.
No,
Okay.
Greg actually responded to one of my previous posts about this particular criminal thing that the SG did, and Kevin I fucking lost my brain for a second there.
THR 101 again.
Greg said that he disagreed that this was not as important a crime as what I was making it out to be, but that the SG should definitely go to jail anyway.
Oh, welcome to the vaping industry. I'm learning that like 100% right now. So as far as the there's a lot. I mean, I'm surprised that the advocates in this industry have not been sharing like golden oldies tours as much as they should have.
Well,
been.
I'm gonna like I told you, I downloaded them all, so I'm gonna probably start tweeting a couple of them every day. But
and I love you for it.
I literally have a job, so I don't get to tweet as much as I want.
No, you're fine. I mean, like I'm just like really just surprised. Like I just thought that there had been more enthusiasm.
Well, I mean, the number of times that we've tried to make things go viral, like even World Vape Day.
Yeah, World Vape Day. Well, World Vape Day. World Vape Day sucks, dude. I went through all of those things.
No. On the actual World Vape Day. Get off of the YouTube channel. I'm just talking about
I'm talking about the actual World Vape Day page. And I went through every single country.
I'm not talking about their page. I'm talking about the actual day on the calendar that we celebrated World Vape Day. And we were trying to get every vapor that has a Twitter account to use that hashtag.
How many hashtags? How many World Vape Day hashtags did you get?
Oh, well, we did pretty good, but we didn't. What
was the total number?
We hijacked. I don't know. I don't have a fucking count, but we were on all of the searches, on all the analytics. We took over. We had what was the other hashtag, Kevin, from World Vape Day?
World No Tobacco Day.
World No Tobacco Day. We actually had all of the top searchable responses on Twitter for that hashtag on that day, but we didn't get in the actual trending list. That's what we wanted. We wanted we wanted it to be viral, you know.
I gotcha.
But all the times that we tried to do stuff like that, we're always disappointed about the number of people that are in the industry that participate in those efforts. I mean, obviously, amazing people like Skip Murray, who is an awesome, wonderful woman. She's always there. She's always down for that. But
she's such a squirrel. She does everything behind the scenes.
Well, she's not behind the scenes on Twitter. She fucking rocks on Twitter. But yeah, it's sad to me that we can't get industry players to play in the advocacy pool.
It's really sad, actually. I'm kind of like saying it now with like this whole Golden Oldies tour. It's really easy for you as a shop owner just to get a fucking video and.
The 50 or 60 people that are like super active on Twitter, it's always the same ones. Kevin, Chauncey Gardner. The other,
Charles Gardner.
Well, yeah, but his Twitter handle's Chauncey. So he's going to be on the show.
His name is Dr. Charles Gardner on it, but
but he's at Chauncey Gardner is his actual address.
I call him Chauncey too. So
I mean, he's put it in public, so I'm going to call him that to his face when he comes on the show.
I just get him on the show to explain why he left Smoke Free Foundation. Okay,
I will. When he was with Smoke Free, I invited him on the show about a year and a half ago, and he said I can't because Smoke Free World, blah blah blah. And then as soon as he announced that he was no longer with them, I DM'd him and he's like, yeah, I'll come on. I was like, okay.
Yep. Yeah.
I think, Lindsey, I'm gonna say something that may or may not be popular. I don't care. When you say some people don't participate or get more involved, I'll use my example of my survey from 2014. I was told to contact somebody, and I did it twice via email. I didn't have phone numbers. I didn't know anybody anyway. Even if I had known somebody, I don't think it would have gone through, to share it with a major group, and it was just ignored. So I think if it's a lot of times, well, that's not my idea, so I don't like it.
Yeah.
Now I get the groups doing it because they want a certain aura or persona or whatever, but individuals are more powerful anyway, in my opinion, on that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if I didn't think of it, well, I don't want to share it,
Well,
how many people did you get to do on your survey?
7,238 from 72 countries. And
That's
that
how
I like how quick you were to like give that too. Like you analyzed that survey.
Kevin,
yeah, it was just me.
How many followers did you have on Twitter before the survey?
Oh God, like maybe 300, 400.
How many did you have after the survey?
About 11,000.
Yeah.
And I've been accused of buying followers. I couldn't even tell you how to buy a follower, but whatever. So that was literally you and people in the chat. I know took it. Bruni was right up front on that.
I love Bruni. Was Bruni in here? Hey, Bruni.
No, nobody tagged him.
So I tagged him
because that's the only way he ever knows that we're live is if somebody tags him.
So
he'll come in at 3 hours and go, "Oh, you guys leaving? I just got here.
I just woke up."
I love Bruni, but that
Bruni's amazing.
That survey literally was all the consumers' voices, and that's what it was meant to be anyway, to tell other consumers what we knew at that moment, at that time, and the consumers went crazier than I thought. It wasn't the largest by any means. I think it was like at one point like the third largest, but the UK actually picked it up and it went nuts because of Vapors UK, in my opinion. So
this is tweet of the day. So you were talking about Stan's because at Professor Glantz retired from UCSF last month, he had to set up a new blog. If you want to follow at Prof Glantz blog, please go to profglantz.com.
Yeah, you're gonna love that he talked about himself in the first person too today.
So then Demetrius decided to show him what he would rather do than follow things I'd rather do instead of signing up for your fucking blog, you meathead, is this. So everybody should go to Demetrius's thread and post pictures of what you would rather do than follow Prof Glantz's
Demetrius' mom.
That's not cool.
I'd rather have lunch with Jerome Adams.
Oh yeah. There's a yeah, no. Oh, here's one. I'll show this one. This is what Tim Swift would rather do. I'm trying to figure out which one is Tim. Is Tim the kicker or the kicky? But
hold on.
Yeah. That sucks. So yeah. Where are we at here? Hey, we're almost at 3 hours. So Lindsey,
3 hours? Jesus.
Lindsey with an E.
What would you like people to take away from tonight's conversation?
Send me your video. I mean, literally, all it needs to sit here and say is, this is your name. This is where you're from, city, state, how long you've been smoking, how long you've been vaping, and what flavor you're currently vaping. If you want to add a little bit of like whatever, that's cool. We can always use it for snippets and shit. But just try to get the point across to lawmakers, and what we need right now is more volume versus colloquial fucking shit. We don't need the vapor to give their 10-minute story. We need 20 vapors to give their 1-minute story, if that makes any sense.
So, and THR 101 will be updated in the future?
Yes, it will be. I've got, I should be going to Australia, hopefully, between 3 to 5 months. And yeah, it will be updated. It might be pay for play. I don't know. I got to make some money off of it. All of that's been pretty much my blood, sweat, and tears out of not being paid for it. But I don't know. I don't feel comfortable taking money out of the vapors, but I'd rather get it from like a conservative foundation.
Okay. So everybody go to THR 101. Kevin, do you have all of the links for the different Golden Oldie Capitol Tour pages, or Skip? I know you do. Skip, throw them into the chat room. Definitely, if you have a moment, definitely make a 1-minute video. Whether you're old or not, she may just have to adjust the name and no
just
longer
be 21 years or older. Actually,
the golden olders. It may not be the golden oldies anymore, but the more
be
people
a former smoker.
Vaping video testimonials, and this is something that Fig and I used to promote on the show. That having your testimonials about vaping on your Twitter feed that you can quickly get to and retweet or bookmark it and throw it back out into the world periodically. That's a good thing to have. And obviously Twitter videos are short. They're meant to be 2 minutes and 20 seconds maximum, but you don't need that whole 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I have a vaping testimonial video that I have on my Twitter account and on my YouTube page. It's good to have. Obviously,
Actually, I'm sorry to interrupt, Patrick. I've had a shop owner that sent me 35-second testimonials.
Yeah.
I think 30 seconds to a minute. 30 to a minute. We're
30 to a minute.
It's the microwave generation. Microwave generation wants it now, and they want it quick, and they want to move on.
And lawmakers, exactly. They don't want to hear your, we as vapors love your story about how you quit smoking, but lawmakers don't give two shits about it.
Yeah. So definitely do all those things. Pay attention to thr101.org when you have time, and eventually it will be
on Instagram.
There's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's Lindsey's Twitter's also showed up there. Just pay attention to Lindsey because she's not stupid and she does have good ideas. So let's do that. Kevin, what do you got? What do you got for your final thoughts, my friend?
I'd like to officially apologize to Lindsey for spelling her name wrong at least twice, at least. So that's where the Lindsey with an E comes in.
Is there another way? Is there another way to spell Lindsey?
Lindsay
with an A.
That's not Lindsey.
Well, no
exactly.
Shit, with an E.
That's exactly what I said to him.
She pointed it out.
I mean, come on,
Patrick.
Kevin.
I know this is hard for you to understand, but I was wrong.
You haven't done that in 2020, so unlike some other vaping journalists, but yeah, you know who I'm talking about right now.
So if nobody knows who Lindsey is, follow those links that I posted, and Skip the cranky old broad is politely put on there. I've met Lindsey twice. We were at A Billion Lives and we didn't know each other back then.
And we didn't get to see each other at You Don't Know Nicotine either.
I know. Well, I was hiding. Janice gets very confused when there's more than one conversation going on.
I know.
Yeah. So I just stayed way back.
I didn't try to reach out to you or anything. I knew I knew how much it was for you to come out there and everything. So,
It was well worth the trip. So follow Lindsey on Twitter. What?
Nothing. Keep going.
Follow her on Twitter. She's way more of a powerhouse than you'll ever realize. She's testified in court quite a few times. There's the Heartland testimony and other testimonies.
Heartland staff. It's Heartland staff now.
Heartland staff. You were in wherever you were over there. I can't remember the suit, but anyway, the idea that you're networking with other people constantly, and that you are, if they think I'm a bot on Twitter, then you should be the bot on the research side and the factual side, like Kellyanne is up in Canada. You guys are compatible and comparable, and you might want to check each other's notes, because you guys both have really, really, really good websites. So I appreciate you coming on. I'm glad you were here, and I know it's Lindsey with an E now.
You make me blush, Kevin. Thank you.
Yeah, well, old guys do that. Patrick?
I actually wanted, there was one more thing I need to show.
Okay.
That I forgot about. So this week, Aaron announced that they're doing a digital distribution, a digital premiere of the film. And pre-orders are up, and they're using a documentary streaming service that's starting out. It's a new deal. And I don't have a link for that. Kevin, find it for me. There's a video. So we'll play the video real quick. If I had planned ahead, I would have downloaded the video off of Facebook. So we're going to have to do it from Facebook, so it's not going to be as nice. But give me 1 second. It's just a 2-minute deal, and it has a lot of footage from the premiere that will be new or is new. So let me do the share screen with sound. Everybody tell me if you get audio or if you don't get audio. So let's go ahead. So here we go.
This is where these winding roads have led. I can see a day of gold ahead. It can't be done, impossible, they've said. But I'll get there. I'll get there.
2020 is crazy. That's been in my heart. It seems like the world is literally tearing itself apart right now, and it's hurting. Like for the last 2 years, we travel around the world talking to the leading experts, the people that were affected by this, listen to all sides. It was an amazing journey, and we look forward to sharing that with you tonight.
I will rise up. I will not fall. I will stand up. I will not fall. I will stay strong. I'm never giving up faith. I will go on. Go all the way. This will be the
It's really nice to hear topics that I think should be more readily available to the public from a scientific perspective particularly.
Thought it was awesome that you provided like both sides of the spectrum.
I thought it was a fantastic job.
Everybody needs to watch this movie.
Thanks so much to everyone who was able to join us for the world premiere. It was a powerful day. For our neighbors around the world, November 20th will be your day.
This will be the day.
There were familiar faces in there.
I knew. I was pointing at everybody that I
put me in there.
there was quite a few people in there that I was like, I know, I know, yeah, I know them, I know, but I wasn't there.
November 20th.
There is a pre-order. You can pre-order it if you have a Roku box. You can actually watch it on your TV. If you don't have Roku, yes, it is a pre-order for 3 days just to watch the film. It is like what, $17.99. Is that right?
I think so.
I haven't even looked at the price.
I think it's $17.99. If you pre-order it before the cutoff, and then it goes up to $19, or if you wait until after November 20th, then you can just download the app and watch it, but you have to pay for a month's subscription, and then it's going to live on that platform. And then obviously there's tons of like digital extras and things like that they're going to hopefully be able to produce.
He's got so much stuff to, like, he could do a series if he wanted to.
Well, I mean, I'm just going off of his like live stream that they're trying to produce stuff. And obviously even if you have footage, it costs money to turn that into an end product. So,
and I'm going to tell all the people watching, I do recommend actually just getting it or looking at it and watching it, because he's got the way he ends with Stanton Glantz is fantastic. Stanton Glantz's last like quote on that movie is awesome.
There's a few.
But the way he ends it is great. He's like, it's like
Patrick.
It's
Cállate la boca.
It's so good. It's like,
You're going to be very surprised that you don't know nicotine. That's what I think.
Exactly.
We've been gag ordered, so the people that have seen the film, like,
we can't give anything else.
So shut it before you say something you're not supposed to say.
I'm not going to say anything. No, that's all.
Anybody that was that's a backer, I already got my coupon so that I'm a backer of the film, so I can watch I'm going to be in the pre-release or whatever. But everybody needs to see the fucking movie. I mean, Aaron can't go online and do a live thing without people jumping in the chat room going, well, when are you going to give it to us so that we can see it, and blah blah blah. And,
you guys have to pay.
And then some asshole, even in that live stream that he was talking about this digital thing, was like, well, can I record it? Why
copyright?
God damn it, you fucking idiots. The whole idea. I mean, Aaron is not in this industry. Aaron is feeding a family. The arguments that you guys have about black market and saving your shops and all that, and then people come in and are like, can we steal your shit and give it to people for free?
No. Fuck no.
I mean, come on.
I still think Aaron's kind of accidentally in this industry. He made 1 billion lives. You don't know nicotine. I think he genuinely cares about this industry, even though
he does care about the industry.
He has no stake in it whatsoever or anything. He can't
feed his family if people try to pirate his shit.
Yeah, he's got a business, so he's got a
And people are criticizing him for for producing a product to sell to feed his family and hopefully be usable to help defend this industry.
He put a lot of money in too.
He did it with a subject. He did it with a subject that is so double-sided that nobody else in public health has ever tried to do a documentary on. Think about that for a second. He didn't have to do that, first of all, and who should have already done that? A whole lot of goddamn people in the world. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, everybody that keeps trying to figure out ways to like game the system and save themselves $17
money from Aaron. Yeah,
fucking man up and pay the $18, the $17.99, and watch the film and learn something so that you can go out and defend your fucking industry from the assholes that are rabidly trying to fucking beat the door down and close you down. All I'm saying is that yes, rent the fucking movie, watch the movie, learn something. It is not
take notes.
Nothing worth having is free. So yes, IBEX is the platform. Thank you, Skip. She threw in some links for the thing. And
I love you, Skip.
Skip is a superhero here. She says if you can't afford $17, PM her, and she'll fucking pay for you.
Yeah, I love Skip.
I know she's not fucking rich.
No, she's not. Not at all.
Aaron's got to pay people. He's got to pay his fucking camera people. He's got to pay all the people that work for him that helped him make this movie. So please don't try to steal food off of his fucking plate. That's all I'm saying. But I am super excited to see the movie because I couldn't go to Iowa or I couldn't go to Milwaukee to watch the movie.
You haven't seen it yet?
No.
That's awesome. It's awesome.
Super excited to see it.
So much in there, and
I mean, because we had Aaron on the show like right after he announced like they were going to make the movie. And, people were bashing him all over the fucking vape place. Yeah. People, I feel bad for the guy. I mean, I've known Aaron a long time. There's pictures on my Facebook timeline before he finished filming A Billion Lives where I was talking to him. They
weren't they didn't bash him with A Billion Lives, did they?
They bashed him after A Billion Lives.
There was bashing. There was some bashing.
Are you fucking? Wow. The vape space.
Where have you fucking been? Like they drug his name through the mud.
Dude, I met Aaron literally in 2016 when I got thrown into this industry. So
I can guarantee people that and love bashed him and drug his name.
I don't love a lot of people anymore right now. Okay. I mean,
that's all I'm gonna say about that. But please,
we don't have to go with that one.
please support this film. It's important. I haven't even seen it, but I know that it's gonna be done fairly. Everybody that's seen it has told me that it shows both sides. It's very fair.
It's very fair, actually. Actually, if anything, Aaron gives more credit to the other side as far as like airtime goes. Kevin, you can interrupt me on that one. Like, it seems like he gives a lot to the naysayers.
No, I agree. I'm grimacing about something else. Yeah, he does. It's done very well. That all the ants people or whatnot, they have their say in it, and they've got a lot more airtime than the pro vaping people. But it's not even a vaping movie, though.
It's not a vaping movie. It is not a vaping movie.
Neither was A Billion Lives. That was not about vaping. Everybody thinks it was.
There were people that were saying, "No, I'm not even gonna fucking continue that dialogue, or I'll just get pissed off." And we're getting close to being done, and I don't want to start getting really pissed off and starting because I'll get to the point where I'll fucking call people out, and I don't want to do that tonight.
No, because if you could start calling people out, I might start calling people out too. But we don't need to go there.
We don't need to do that. But literally, this guy produced something to
educate,
inform, and make people understand. And
I'll tell you what, I'll tell you this: if I could find just from one of the interviewees, 4 studies I had no idea existed, I learned something. Period. That's for my own personal use.
So Yeah, don't shit on the guy for trying to be helpful. Don't shit on the guy for trying to feed his family. Don't shit on the guy because you're upset about whatever it is you're fucking upset about. The movie is going to be awesome. And everybody that I've talked to has said that it's awesome. So we're going to use it. We're going to take that information. We're going to use it to help defend this industry, to help educate the morons, to do all the things that we want to do. So yeah, let's take that away. So everybody go to IBEX and pre-order the film. You'll get a link, and when the film is live, you get to watch it for 3 days and learn. And then obviously later on, you'll be able to get a DVD. I don't know what the fuck to do with a DVD anymore because everything that I have now is a digital copy. But we'll do something with it.
I didn't know they made DVDs anymore.
DVDs and Blu-rays. And I have a Blu-ray player that's in the other room, and I don't fucking do anything because I have a web TV now, and everything is digital. So I'll have to buy a digital copy when it's available, and I will do so because I will want to watch it. And I want to help feed him for producing a product that's worth a damn. I support my friends. I support the people that I see doing good things that need to be supported. So let's just, keep that on. But okay. So you know what? Tonight, we learned a lot. We got to see a lot of really cool videos. I'm going to play one more of the Golden Oldies videos. Let's see who on here. Oh, I'll play Kim. So anyway, let's watch Kim.
I love
Hi,
Kim.
I'm Kim. I'm 59 years old, and I smoked for 38 years. I was able to quit smoking the first time I tried vaping. I vape on black coffee now, 3 milligrams, and I've vaped now for about 7 years. This is really personal for me. I lost my husband to lung cancer when he was 49, and that was 18 years ago. If vaping would have been around, I would still have my husband today. Flavors are what help us quit. It is such a feeling of accomplishment to be smoke-free. I'm an adult. Let me choose which way I want to quit smoking. Quit banning flavors. You're only hurting people like me. Thank you.
Yeah, Kim.
I love Kim.
Kim's pretty awesome too. I know Kim. So, yeah, I mean,
Michigan. I mean, Michigan's been such a shit show as far as like
one of the best vape events I ever went to was in Michigan. It was the vaping.
but they don't have an
event.
association or anything, and this has kind of been hodgepodge with them. Even we got 49 videos, and it really wasn't a collective effort. It was just me, a couple of the MVSO people, and then some guy literally yesterday sending me like 16 videos that he recorded yesterday.
Michigan used to have a group.
Michigan does not. They've never been part of SFATA, and they only recently became part of VTA. So, and the Michigan vape shop owners got started.
We formed a Michigan group in 2015.
Well, they didn't do anything. I mean, really, as far as I knew, there wasn't any of them, and they've got Michigan vape shop owners as the group now.
Yeah, they had a group.
I know somebody paid for their VTA membership. I'm not gonna go into that one, but but I'm
Mark Sliss and Kim are the two that I right off the top of my head.
And they put it's Mark Sliss, Kim. Mark Borgman is the actual president of the association. And all of the individuals, all those guys have put in a lot of their own money.
Rock stars.
Yeah.
Oh, they're amazing. I'm really happy with this idea that I had that I got to team up with them. It's like, okay, it was like, it couldn't have happened better.
And that's a good point. That's a good point, Lindsay. Instead of criticizing people for doing something like a silly survey from 2014, why don't you, if you don't like what you're seeing, do something yourself, you fuckers. Quit complaining, join in, or do something better. Be motivated to make it better, or join in and do it with them. One of the two. Otherwise, shut the hell up.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love that.
So definitely thank you, Lindsey, for the excellent videos.
Thank you. I think they're shitty. I gotta
Skip.
I gotta grant money so I can actually buy a really good video software program. I'm very.
I'll talk to you about video. I'll talk to you about video editing software.
Okay. I'm sure you've got a lot of critiques.
No, I'm not. I mean, they're fine. They're perfect for what they are. I mean, if they were overproduced, then people would say that they were not amateur.
Authentic.
That they were from some sort of corporation or some bullshit. So, I mean, for what you're using them for, what you're doing, they're not AstroTurf. That's, if they were overdone, they would be. That's what you would be criticized for. But anyway, thanks for coming, Lindsey and Kevin. I hate you as always.
It's okay.
We're gonna come back next Friday, just like we always do. We're at 3 hours and 10 minutes almost, and I just, I appreciate everybody that comes and listens and stuff. And I was gonna show my Twitter troll that I made him cry apparently, but I'm not gonna do that tonight. Just, follow Lindsey on social media, share the hell out of these videos, because we showed you a few
Oldies Capitol Tours.
We showed you a few of these, but there's bunch more.
48.
There's 48 of them, and there will be more, because everybody that watches this show will want to be a part of the program, Lindsey.
Yeah, send me your video. Send me your 1 minute clips.
More things to do. But yeah, I'm not going to go off the handle tonight. I already did that a little bit with the Kevin thing, or not the Kevin thing, the movie thing. But yeah, guys, we got to be better. We got to participate. We got to be more active if we want to continue to use these products. I'm still of the mind that FDA can fuck everybody over, and if we let them, if we don't stay on their asses, if we don't call them out for their shit at every opportunity, then we're basically just laying down and letting them do it. So don't let them go in dry. Let's fucking fight until the fight is won. And even if it's not won, we're always going to be here to help every smoker that wants to stop smoking. We're gonna fly the pirate flag. We've built the pirate ship, and we are ready to fucking open the gun ports and blast the fuck out of people. So peace. I love you guys. As always, go and kiss your kids on the top of the head, and go and French your wife, and go to bed and wake up in the morning and enjoy barbecue and weekend stuff. Because Monday morning, all this shit starts all over again, and we've got a lot of fight left. So, love you. Bye. Be good.
I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
We're exporting a whole lot of really bad and dangerous rhetoric, bad research, and unfortunately it's being picked up and amplified in other countries.
It's the same battle, Mr. Myers. We've been at it before. They want to addict these kids, this time to an e-cigarette, which has a chemical that's addictive. We know what it leads to. Sadly, it leads to tobacco addiction, disease, and death.
I'm going to get you addicted to nicotine. I have a customer for life. We have hundreds of cases nationwide where people have gotten sick or died using these devices.
Look what they're trying to do. All the delicious flavors of e-cigarettes are poison.
They're not people giving up smoking. They're not people that ever smoked before. Most people that vape never smoked before. Just think if your kid was doing this and winds up with an IQ 10 or 15 points lower than he or she would have had for the rest of her life.
Most people who vape are current or former smokers. For the addicted adult smoker who switches, there's going to likely be a reduction in risk.
There's a tremendous push to bring about prohibition, to actually prohibit vaping. Whereas the evidence strongly suggests that actually, up to now, the most successful way of people stopping smoking cigarettes is vaping.
Yeah. When vaping increases, smoking decreases.
That's right.
When vaping is restricted, smoking increases.
We're worried that, in fact, a lot of members of the public still think that using an e-cigarette is as harmful as smoking a cigarette. So, I mean, I have said that it would be tragic if smokers didn't quit and carried on smoking because they hadn't tried an e-cigarette, because they were worried about the safety of an e-cigarette.
The most disheartening thing is still the anti-choice rhetoric, the desire to enforce this quit or die mentality and refuse to allow individuals to reduce their risk unless they're willing to give up everything.
I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.